All right. Good morning, everyone. All right. I think it is now 8:01. Welcome to Seesaw Beyond Basics. Like I mentioned, there are still more people coming in. So just enter the chat box what grade level you're teaching, what school you're at, and what device you're on. Now, if any of you are on on a cell phone, I strongly recommend getting onto a device that has a keyboard that you can type on. All right. You're going to be interacting with Seesaw, and I'm going to guide you step by step on what to do and how to get going with Seesaw. So if as much as possible, all right, get on a Chromebook, a laptop, desktop, or any devices that you can type and start creating, right? So with that, again, I want to say good morning to everybody. I see some of you are in your classroom already, okay? And most of you, you are welcome to whether turn on or off the camera. It's up to you. Just know that it is an interactive 3 hours of training. So therefore, there will be time when I set up the timer for you to do practice some of the features in Seesaw. And so again, please get yourself on a device that you can create and work on Seesaw, all right? So I see lots of laptops. Good morning, everyone, all right? If I fail to say personally good morning, I have to apologize. My eyes, like I said, this is, it's been a lot of screen times for me. So I'm squinting when I'm reading the chat box, all right? So very nice. Lots of, right now, TK up to 2nd grade in this group. So welcome, okay? So very good, working from a laptop. All right, so lots of greatness going on. If you get, bounce out and back in, and I happen to be teaching or presenting something, text one of your friends, get them to get into, unmute the mic and just say, hey, Lauren, get somebody in. Because sometimes that can be a factor. All right, so I'm glad you're all here, okay? So we're gonna get going, and inside the chat box, again, if you're new coming in, grade level, your school, and what device you're on. The functionality, as you know, from one device to another is a little bit different. So when I'm giving instruction, I will kind of give them commands for Macs, PCs, and Chromebooks, all right? So you are all in very, very nice shape. Okay, lots of beautiful smiles. Good morning. So it's our Friday, isn't it? So hopefully for some of you, this is your last coming in, okay? And who knows? There's a lot of trainings going on this summer, so I'm sure you're enjoying it, learning a lot, maybe feeling a little bit overwhelmed perhaps. But I think I promise you after 3 hours today, you're gonna walk away with at least I know how to use Seesaw, okay? Some of you will take it to the max, and some of you will say, at least I know the foundation and how to get going, and I feel pretty comfortable. That is my ultimate goal and objective, okay? So with that, we're gonna launch the poll. This is part of the Zoom feature, okay? It should be popping up on your screen. There are 3 questions. I just wanna see who's in the audience, okay? So go ahead and take a minute to answer those 3 questions. Okay, so this is one of the Zoom features. So if you haven't ever used a poll before, you can create it ahead of time. And then when you launch your sessions with the kids, you can quickly send this out to gauge how they're doing. You can do a quick assessment, quick check for understanding, all right? So throughout my session with you, I'm gonna kind of model what I would do with the kids when I teach virtually, right? So again, this is the poll feature. So it says polling on the bottom, and you can create this ahead of time so that you can launch it during your Zoom meeting, all right? So I do see, let's see. And then on the presenter end, as a teacher, you can see it's live. The data is coming in right now. I can see right now, out of 31 people, there's 20 people who completed the polling, all right? So keep on coming in there, answer those 3 questions for me, okay? If you're on a device that you're like, what is Lauren talking about? Where is this poll? It might be hiding behind your screen. So minimize your zoom a little bit if it's not popping up in front of you, okay? But once you've answered the poll, it does go away, okay? So, but I'm gonna share with you the results, okay? So very nice to see lots of people. Okay.
Lauren, I don't have the questions.
Okay. So minimize your screen.
I
Okay.
did.
And then you don't see the poll popping up at all?
No,
Hmm. What device are you on,
the
Debbie?
Chromebook.
Yeah, the Chromebook, it might be hidden somewhere in the back. So kind of like press escape and then so it's popping. It's is anyone else having that problem? Are you not able to see the poll? Okay, so with the, and then next I want to address the activation of your account. Okay, if you already have a Seesaw account under wsdoc.me, it will be automatically roll over to the paid account. If you've never created one before, create one under that Google account, your work Google, right? And it's going to be, Gerardo's going to catch all our teachers, and so hopefully you're up and running. Okay, so I will kind of walk you through those as well. So, and then as for the sign-in sheet, it is a 3-hour training. So I'm going to post it in the middle, okay? So at about the break where we have an hour in, that's when we release the sign-in sheet. So kind of bear with us, okay? So don't worry, you will have the sign-in sheet. It is a 3-hour long training, but I promise you, you're gonna get a lot out of it, okay? It goes pretty quick. All right, so the poll, I'm going to end it. Right now, we're at 78% who voted, so I'm not sure if you're having tech difficulties or, you know, and if you can't answer, that is okay. But I'm gonna be doing this polling feature throughout my training. So it should pop up even though you're on a Chromebook, because, okay, but sometimes if you accidentally click something or you're on another screen, it could be hidden in the back of another screen, all right? If you don't have an activation code, do not worry. Go ahead and create a free account under wsdoc.me. And then, like I said, drop an email to Gerardo Martinez and CC me, and then we'll follow up and make sure that you have the paid account, right? But for the purpose of our training today, you do need to activate, you just open your the Seesaw account under wsdoc.me so that at least um, you have, you know, you can interact with it today, all right? So I am going to share in the chat box for now. It is the parking lot, okay? So what I will do as I get going with the presentation is that I'm going to deactivate the chat box. Since I'm managing this by myself, okay, I will not be able to keep up with directed teaching and also managing the chat box at the same time. So you might have to do the same when you're teaching. If you leave the chat box open and you're giving instruction to the students, it can get out of control and out of hand, all right? So just a heads up on how to use the chat box. So this is the parking lot. So if you have a burning question, you're dying to know, you know, you're afraid you're going to forget that question, put it in the parking lot for now while the chat is deactivated. I just shared the link of the parking lot. You're not supposed to be on Seesaw right now, you're fine. When I do share, you know, what you need to do that, I'll give us very specific instructions, so you're fine, okay? So right now, let me share with you, I will go over if you have a paid account or not. It should have been set up already, and I'll show you how you know if you're on the paid versus the free. But even if you don't have any Seesaw account, okay, I need you to go in, and I'm going to show you how to do that. You go in and open your Seesaw account. So don't worry, we'll take baby steps and get there, all right, if you don't have it. So at this point right now, I am going to deactivate the chat. The link for the parking lot, like I said, it is already released. So grab that. If you're on a Chromebook, you got to grab the URL, make a copy, open a new tab, and paste it in. So you have that parking lot. The reason for the parking lot is when I deactivate the chat, I know there are some teachers that said, I'm going to forget my question, so I better write this down somewhere. You can do that. And also the parking lot. There are questions that I do not have the authority or the knowledge to answer. So it's going to be forward to our administration, all right? So if you know for sure you do not have a paid account, you can also put in that parking lot, okay? Put your name, your school, and Gerardo and I will go back into those and make sure all the accounts have been activated. The licensing, by the way, just came through last Friday. Okay, they got board approval on Thursday. They were quickly trying to set up the paid accounts. So just bear with us as we're getting everybody through. Okay, so at this time right now, the chat box I'm going to deactivate so we can get going. I'm going to share with you, I'm going to end the poll, and I'm going to share with you the results. Okay, so the first question, how familiar are you with Seesaw? Okay, how familiar is this our group in here? So the majority of you, 62% said that you just completed level 1 and you're here to learn more. Excellent, you're in the right place. 38% says I've used it a few times. Okay, played around with it, used it a few times. Perfect. Okay, so we don't have any trainers in the group. Otherwise, I would have tagged you to help me train. Have you activated your paid account? It looks like 46% have said yes. The others have said no. No matter what, you will have an account. And then if it's not paid, it will be rolled over to the paid account. All right. And I will show you how you know the difference between a paid or a free account. All right. So number 3, how excited are you about virtual teaching and learning? Okay. Okay, very nice. 19% says they're ready to rock and roll. And most of us need some help getting there. Lots of people nervous and learn, but they will survive. These emotions, very normal. I go through this every day. Sometimes I get really excited. I think I have things set up. And then I start getting really overwhelmed with, oh my gosh, what about managing kids when it's this? What about the schedule of this and that? So you are, we all probably have these mixed feelings here, okay? So hopefully by the end of our session together, you're gonna feel a little bit more comfortable. You're gonna understand how the Seesaw works, and you'll feel a lot better about virtual teaching and learning, all right? So I'm gonna stop sharing, and I'm gonna share my screen. So that is the polling feature part of Zoom. You will have a paid Zoom account. I believe some has been activated, some have not. Gerardo is, again, working on that for you. So if later on you find that you do not have a paid account, do not worry, you still activate it, and then they will roll over the paid account for you, all right? So at this point right now, we're gonna get going with our Seesaw training. This is beyond the basics, extending what you probably learned in the basics, all right? So with that, the last round in March, the emergency distant learning mode we were in. Some of our teachers worked with me to pilot Seesaw, to also test out, how we do this. So as you can see, this little boy right here, these are our students, by the way. He was doing the packets, right? So how do you get the information from the packets and use Seesaw to manage those assignments? So I'll walk over all those steps with you. And then you have other kids with their devices, they're able to interact with Seesaw really nicely. Now these kids are all kindergarten kids, okay? So our district has landed on 2 platforms. From preschool up to 3rd grade, it is Seesaw. From 4th through 8th grade, it is Google Classroom, meaning that we will use Seesaw as our main platform to push out assignments, to collect assignments, and also a form of communication for our parents, all right? So this is that's why you're here. You probably went to the basics and then now here to really fully utilize Seesaw for virtual teaching, right? And then you probably can hear the little dinging, that's somebody in the waiting room. So I'm going to admit that person in. This is the TKK schedule, all right? The TKK schedule, as you know, the morning meeting, the highlighted yellow, basically indicates the virtual live instruction, okay? Those are the times that you'll be Zooming with your students. So for TK, those of you who are TKK, you have office hours in the morning, and then at 8:45 is when the morning meetings begin, okay? So 9 o'clock to 9:40, the reading and ELD lessons. From 10 to 10:40, math. And then from 12 to 12:40, writing, science, and social studies, right? So the blue time are kind of like the asynchronous learning, with the exception of, I'm not sure what the VAPA schedule will entail. So you might have to modify your schedule a little bit. And but basically TKK, this is the tentative schedule, all right? So think of the highlighted yellow areas are your Zoom times, okay? For 1st through 6th grade, this is the schedule. So it starts at 8 o'clock. morning meeting starts, okay? And then 8:15 to 9:15, reading instruction, okay? Now, note that on Monday, those are our modified days now. It is no longer Wednesday, it has been switched to Mondays. So from 8 to 9:15 is when you're Zooming with the students. And then the rest of the time will be either PLC, planning, PD, prep time. There is an office hour, okay? So built in here as well. So from there, but you're Zooming from 8 to about 9:15. All right, so that's the schedule. There's probably a lot of different schedules out there. This was what I was, kind of the time, this is what we know that's agreed upon for our district, all right? So that is the schedule. Now, how do you do virtual teaching? First thing, 101, students have to log into their Chromebook, all right? So this time around, when you get your rosters, make sure that the kids are coming to pick up their Chromebooks. If you have some kids or some family members that are saying, I have my own device, they're going to be working off an iPad, they're going to be working off of my phone, my personal laptops, respectfully tell them that is okay, but at the same time, it is much easier for us to deliver instruction when all kids are on the same platform, okay? The same devices, we give instruction on how to use the Chromebook rather than, okay, on your iPad, the icon is over there on the upper left. Last round, when I was doing distant teaching via Zoom, I had kids on their parents' personal cell phone. I had kids on their parents' laptop, and it was just all over the place. You have iPad users, you have Chromebook users, you have Mac users, and it was very challenging to get all the kids on the same page. And so a lot of instructional minutes were lost because we were troubleshooting the technology issue, all right? So this time around, with the help of our district and hopefully all of you, try to get your kids to pick up a Chromebook if they haven't done so, right? So if they're saying, oh, I'm going to use my own device, respectfully say, kind of lead them, strongly encourage them to pick up their Chromebooks, all right? So first, when they do pick up their Chromebooks, we got to start showing them how to log in, okay? So this is a huge battle because I know most of you, if you're teaching TK, they may never have touched a Chromebook before. So when they first open the Chromebook, it should pop up a screen like this, all right? And then luckily for us now, we have this at wsdoc.me. It's already pre-typed in there. This is our domain here. So they don't have to type this. All they have to do is type in their lunch number, okay? So in this email box, just instruct your kids to type in their lunch number and the password, okay? The password is WSD lunch number, okay? So I have asked IT to make sure that this is consistent so that we're not, we don't have to struggle with what are their passwords. So again, username, lunch number at WSD.me, password, WSD lunch number. Okay. Now this presentation, there is a parent presentation that kind of goes step by step as well that you can use for back to school nights, sending it out, communicating with your parents. Our district will be releasing that pretty soon, okay? So the dashes mean lunch number, basically, all right? So once you have the kids, help them log into their Chromebook. Then next, they click the Chrome to go online, okay? Now on the Chromebook, there is only one browser, one way to get online. It is through Chrome browser, and it looks like this, right? So again, that's why we want every kid to be on a Chromebook. We can give specific instruction when we know. And then so when they log into their Chromebook, it is under their student login, they click Chrome, it's matching up. Next, they go to get access into Seesaw, this is the website, app.seesaw.me, okay? So again, app.seesaw.me is the web URL for Seesaw, right? So now if you're like me, it's like, what was the website again? I cannot remember this long thing. That is okay. You type in the word Seesaw, okay? And if you're teaching the little ones, I usually do this. I put my hands over my eyes and I go, I see you. And then I turn around, I go, I just saw you. So I go, Seesaw, Seesaw, kind of get them to remember. This is the main platform. Every morning, they will need to log in and get into Seesaw for instruction and everything else. And I'll show you how to link Zoom and everything through Seesaw. Okay, so if they don't remember this website, that's okay. Type in Seesaw, it'll get them in there, and we can get going, right? So once they click into Seesaw, it will prompt them something like this. It's going to ask, are you a teacher, are you a student, or a family member? Now you have the same exact, that URL is the exact same thing for you. That is how, as a teacher, you access your Seesaw account, okay? So you can bookmark it and then mark, I'm a teacher. If you are functioning off of a Chromebook or any other, any apps that you want to download, you go to the web store in the Chromebook, and there are two apps that you're going to see for Seesaw. One is called the Class app. This is designed for teachers and for students. There is a family app for Seesaw for communication that will say family, okay? So as a teacher, you wanna, if you're functioning off of an app rather than a website, you can download the Seesaw Class app, okay? So as a Class app, the teacher can get logged in that way. If they're a student, they can log in, I'm a student, okay? Once you're in Seesaw, there are basically 3 tabs that you need to focus on, okay? There's the journal tab, there's the activities tab, and there's the inbox tab, right? 3 very simple tabs that will hold everything that you do inside of Seesaw, okay? So I'm gonna go into depth about journal. The journal, think of it as your live feed, the streaming. So those of you who are familiar with Google Classroom, you know how it has the stream button? That's the journal. Anything that you approve, anything that you post on for the students to see, it will go live on a streaming in the journal tab, okay? So think of it as a display, okay? So all approved assignments will be posted on the journal side, so parents can see it, kids can see it, right? So think of it as that, the streaming feature. Next, it looks something like this. So let's say these were some of the approved assignments. In their streaming, they can see, parents can see some of the great work that kids have been doing, okay? All right, next, you get the activities button, okay? Now this is where you push out all your assignments, okay? If you have activities pre-made in Seesaw, or if you make activities, any assignments that you make, any lessons that you make that you upload from Google Slides, Google Doc, it will be sent out through this tab called activities. It will be organized in here, all right? So you see this red alert number here? Basically, this little red number indicates how many incomplete assignments, okay? So for on the student end, or when the parent or see their kids logging into their account, when this red alert number pops up, how many are in there, that means how many activities still need to be completed, how many assignments still need to be completed, all right? So inside of activities, when you make assignments, when the kids are in there, you basically have these 6 interactive tools, all right? So you have the camera, can take photos. The basic thing you can do is have the workbook pages, have them hold up, take a picture to prove and to share that they have completed those pages, okay? So there's the camera button. You have the drawing tool. There's a lot you can do in the drawing tools. So we'll explore this in depth a little bit more, all right? So basically, and then you have the camera. The video taping tool, you have up to 5 minutes of recording each time, but you can do multiple recordings inside of here, okay? So, and then upload button. This is my favorite button because I create mostly using Google. I can upload it here. Anything I create in Google, any Google products, I can upload through Seesaw and still push it out to my students and share out, okay? So this upload button integrates really well with the Google Suite. It also, this is the magic button for if you have PDFs, TPTs, anything that you have on your Google Drive, on your desktop, you want to send it up to Seesaw, you upload it through here, all right? The notepad, this is, think of it as Google Docs. It's like a digital page that you can type something in, all right? So sometimes I type out a riddle for my students to read and enjoy, and I send them out. It's not an assignment. So it's a digital page, so you can choose to do, and you can push out this as an assignment as well. But it's a digital, like Google Docs built in, okay? The link, anytime that you want to hyperlink something, let's say you found a good YouTube video, you want to share with your kids, you're going to grab that URL and you link it here, okay? So again, these 6 interactive tools, they are very, very built into Seesaw. They are everywhere. So anytime when you want to create something, whether it's a parent communication, you can use these tools. You can videotape yourself, quick message, send it out to the parents. You want to create something in drawing and send them out, you can do that. You can take a photo of something. You can upload, let's say, your newsletter that you've already created and send it out. These tools are built in. These are the foundations of Seesaw. You have access to these tools everywhere, all right? So I would become familiar with it. I would utilize these to the max, all right? And the kids too have all these tools. Now, here's an example of how to use that camera tool, right? As I mentioned, probably the most basic thing you can do and start teaching your kids is, boys and girls, first lesson, go take a picture with your wonders. Can you find your wonders workbook? Hold it up, everyone. Take a picture, okay? And then you start making assignments, and then you can have them take, let's say these are pages, 52 to 53. Once you've completed, hold it up, take a picture, send it into Seesaw. And in Seesaw, once your kids are in, you can see at a glance how many kids submitted what in, all right? So it's really nicely, it's easy classroom management for teachers. Again, the camera feature, something like this you can do. They can submit photos of their completed work, right? You can definitely do photos with your favorite toy, your favorite pen. Where's your notebook? Hold it up. I would do an inventory check, making sure my kids know what all the resources they have available, right? Next, the tools. Remember the drawing tool? The drawing tools have so much in there. You have digital pens, you have pens, digital pencils, you have basic shapes that you can use as math manipulatives, okay? You can, you can take photos in there, you can videotape yourself in the Google Drawings. You see highlighters down here, erasers. The drawing tools, it's a really robust tool, okay? So you can do a lot inside of the Google Drawing. Inside the drawing tool of Seesaw. Here's an example. Kindergarten class. They were learning the ending sound, right? Use a digital, this is completed by a little K student. They use their digital pen and they marked it up, okay? Now you also have a built-in typing tool. So they have a T whenever they need to create a text box to type in. Technically in Seesaw, they call it the labeling tool. When I teach, I just say T for typing. So when you need a text box, when you need to type something, you click on the T. And so it looks something like this, okay? And then this is one of my favorite tools. It's the recording tool, okay? There's a built-in mic that they can click on. So every Friday, I would push out a passage or a decodable that I want them to record themselves reading. The fluency I want to track, and every week I built in the routine so that they're reading and recording themselves every Friday, right? So they would submit it and I can listen to how they're reading. All right, so that is some simple things that you can do, the foundation of activities. Now next, the inbox, okay? The inbox, think of it as your communication tool, right? Now, those of you who've used Class Tag, Classroom Dojo, all the different tools, Remind, basically it is all of those, right? It has the built-in, it's a very robust communication tool for parents. So the inbox is how the parents can respond back to you. It goes only to your account, not everybody, not all the parents. So it's translatable, it translates automatically to 55 languages, all right? And it is through the parents' app when they download, they can pick the language that they need to be translated to, and it's on their settings on their phone or in their account, all right? So that is the communication tool. So I'll show you some examples, okay? So inside of when I click on making an announcement to send out to the parents, I can type a letter, okay? I can attach graphics, I can attach PDFs, I can attach anything. I can even use, remember all the tools in Seesaw, it can go in here. If I wanna make a welcome back video so that they can see me, hear me, I can send it through here as well, all right? So lots of features that you can use inside of the inbox feature. So here's an example. Two of our teachers did distant teaching and learning last round. They were sending, I think, weekly messages through their parent, through the portal of the inbox, right? They sent this out, and then you can see Monday, page 245 on the Wonders workbook. So they kind of listed things like this. On Friday, they want them to do this Seesaw activity, okay? So examples of some learning goals, some weekly scheduling that you might want to send out. So if you don't want to do anything fancy, you want to type this out, it's perfect for that. Please note that there's no characters limitation, because I was using Remind when I first started, and then I was really frustrated about, I have to go back and revise what I'm writing because I ran out of space, right? So with Seesaw, you do not have to worry about that. You have unlimited, you can type as long as you want, and you can insert a lot of different attachments to your communication, okay? So speaking of communicating with parents, how do they do? How do we get them on board? What do they see? Basically, they can download an app. Again, it's the family app, not the class app. They can download the family app, or they can choose to opt in with an email or text messaging, okay? Or all three. You can have connection with your parents all three different ways, all right? So the app is good for any smart devices. It's, iOS, if they have an iPad, if they have an Android, it works on every single platform, all right? If they don't want to download an app, they don't have a smart device, then they can, if they have a laptop, desktop, or they're using their child's Chromebook, they can work off of the browser too, okay? And then they would click in, I'm a family member, okay? Now for each student, you can add up to 10 family members. So for example, kids who have multiple step families, they have auntie, uncles that helps them with their homework. You can add up to 10 members per child's account, okay? So everyone gets to be involved and see what they're learning and doing, all right? So when they do go in, okay, it's gonna prompt them, what's your email account? Remember, this is the parents portal. So we wanna make sure that it's the parents' email, not the kids, okay? And then if they have their own Google account, the parents, they can click here, all right? So when they're in here, it will prompt them, I wanna connect to my child's journal, right? So everything that you approved, it goes into the journal, parents can see, okay? They will also see anything that you post on the inbox communication. So once they connect with their kids, you can, there's a couple different ways to get parents on board. You can print out QR codes and pass them out one student at a time. The QR code is very specific to each child, because the family members can only see their own students' work. They do not have access to the entire class, all right? So they only see their own kids' work. So therefore, if you can, it's very specific QR code for each student. So if we were not teaching virtually, you would probably do this. You would send it home like that. But since we're doing it virtually and we don't have access to the parents, this is probably the best method. Is you're going to go in, once you have your rosters of students, you're going to add in the parent's cell number and their email. And so this is an example of what a text message would come out. It says, Mrs. Vu-Tran has invited you to, I made L's student journal, which would be Jonathan's or Ethan's or your student's name on here, right? And then they click on this link and it will prompt them into, do you want to download the app? What's your email address? And then that's it. It's going to take them now. They have access to see their kids' work. All right. So this, because of virtual teaching, this is probably the best method for us to interact with our parents. Just like the way if you were using Classroom Dojo, you know how you add the cell phone number in? Seesaw has that capacity as well. All right. So when they click onto that link, we don't have to worry about QR code, okay? It's going to prompt them to download the app, add in their email, so they will send out all forms of communication. It will ask them, are you okay with getting one text messaging a day? And they can answer that. It will prompt them to the translation. What language do you want it in? And after they set that, it will automatically, let's say I pick Vietnamese, it will pop the translation in for me, all right? So that is how the parent communication tools work. There's a short video clip to show you what the translation looks like on the parent's end. I am not going to play that, but you are welcome to use this. You will have access to this presentation, by the way. Okay, so you can modify this if you need to. It will prompt you to make a copy. So if you want to show the parents how the translation works, go over certain things, the login and stuff, you can use that. But also know that we have an onboarding slide deck and a video about how to get parents onto Seesaw. It's a parent video tutorial and the slide deck for the parents designed for them already. So that's going to be released probably after this training, all right? So with that, I'm going to pause for a second, okay? And I'm going to show you the live demo, all right? So I'm going to go into Seesaw. Remember, I don't remember what that website is. So I'm going to just type in Seesaw. Okay. So when I type in Seesaw, you notice it pops up here first. So if parents or kids, they forget, just tell them type in Seesaw, it will take you there. So from here, I say log in, right? So from here, I log in. Mine is because I already saved it to but I'm going to log out so I can show you, okay? So when I sign out, remember, it's going to go like this. So I'm coming in as a teacher. I'm clicking, I'm a teacher. And the kids will click on I'm a student and they will log in with their Google. Do not have them type in their email or password in here. It will be linked to their Google account, right? To their wsdoc.me. So in the video, we have to redo it. Originally, the district was not going to upload the roster, but now they are. So all they have to do, kids, my understanding, it's not ready yet right now. But when they are ready with uploading rosters onto Seesaw, the kids would click, I'm a student, they would click here. If you are new to Seesaw, you would do the exact same thing. You would come in and create an account, log in with your Google account, all right? So make sure that that is something that you're comfortable with, and then bookmark it. I'm gonna show you how to bookmark it. Give me 1 second. I can't access my participant. I hear a ding that somebody's in. Yeah. All right, I'm letting somebody in and then I'm gonna reshare, okay? Okay, so give me 1 second, you guys. So this is part of the challenge too. When you do teach and you have kids coming in and out, it might get a little bit tricky, but it's okay. So we are here. So I'm gonna log in with my Google account. It's gonna ask me which Google account. This is my private personal account, okay? So that's not the one I'm gonna go into. I'm gonna go in here. I'm using my personal desktop right now, okay? My MacBook. So I'm going to make sure that I log in with the right credentials. This is my work account, okay? So now this is my Seesaw. I look up here. I have 7 classes that I've created, okay? If you do not have any classes, it's a brand new account. It shouldn't, you wouldn't have anything. But if you went to Seesaw training a couple years ago, you were in I-4, you may have been enrolled in some of my classes. I'm gonna show you how you clean this up. So I don't need this anymore. Do you see this sample 3rd grade class here? Okay, I was making this yesterday. I don't need this anymore. This is how you get rid of classes that you don't want, or you want to archive your old classes that you started. So you see this wrench? I'm going to turn into a mechanic. I'm going to do some fixing up here. I click on this wrench, and then I scroll all the way down. Okay, I go all the way down. Okay, and then I hit archive class. Archiving the class means basically I'm going to save it in another area that only when I really need it, I might go back and look at it. but it's almost like, it's not completely deleting it, it's just you're filing it in a different area that you don't have easy access to right now. So I say archive this class, take it away. Okay, so now you notice I'm down to 6 classes, right? So if you have old classes and it's cluttering it up and it's confusing you, or last year you tried it with distant learning and you don't need it anymore, you can archive it away. When you archive the classes, all your other activities and everything, it's still saved on into your library that you have access to. But you don't want to get it confused with, ooh, is this my current class or is this my old class? You can archive things away, all right? So I also created this yesterday. I don't need this. I'm going to do that one more time. I'm going to hit the wrench, scroll all the way down, archive this class, okay? I'm going to clean up my account a little bit here. That is how you archive old classes that you don't need, okay? Now, so from here, so those of you who are brand new to Seesaw or you haven't gotten a chance to get started, once you log in, okay, you can create a new class. So I'm going to show you that. Create new class. So I'm going to do, this is going to be, you guys are, I'm going to do a, I'm going to do a first grade sample class here. First grade sample class, okay? You will type in your name, Mrs. Vu-Tran's 3rd grade or Mrs. Vu-Tran's 2020-21 class. You get to name your class however you want to. I'm gonna, for today, I'm gonna make a first grade class, okay? I hit check. Now, whenever you have a brand new class, you have this like pop-up intro video. You can watch it if you want to, if you don't. Once you start bypassing this, it will go away, all right? So that is a brand new account. You notice it has the name of my class up here. It's always a default to this blue color. I'm now going to start fixing up my classroom. Hit the wrench. I don't like this blue color because I have so many blue classes already. I'm going to change it to this lavender, okay? And then the class icon, you can upload your picture. So if you have an image of yourself and you want the kids to start making connections with you, you can upload your photo up here, all right? But for me right now, I'm going to use this this A, okay, icon here. So do you see how it changes it up here? Or you know what? I actually like this globe, okay? That's fine. I go down, I wanna start fresh and I wanna start effectively organizing my Seesaw classroom. So I'm gonna go down here. I'm going to manage my folders, okay? Now imagine you begin teaching and you're gonna be assigning hundreds of lessons, right? Do you want floating paper flying all over the place? Or do you wanna start creating folders, building your file cabinet so it's organized? That's basically what this is. So you're gonna manage your folders so that when you do assign them activities and assignments, it's organized in your folders. So if when a report cards come, you can click on the folder that says writing. Oh, let me see the writing. These are the assignments, how are my kids doing, right? So start organizing your classroom from the very beginning. So I go manage folders, okay? Now, right now is a brand new classroom. I have no folders, so I'm gonna create a folder. Now you notice they have all these beautiful colors for you. So my first one is red and I'm just gonna go in order so I keep myself straight. So I'm gonna put reading is my first one. I wanna create, I know I'm gonna be teaching reading. My next one, I'm probably gonna put writing. Okay. I'm gonna create another folder for math. Okay, check. I'm gonna create another folder for science. Get the idea. You can create as many folders as you need, okay? So I'm gonna create a history one. Okay, so if you need an ELD one, you need, ELD folder, however many folders that you need, you can make them here, all right? And then once you have folders, when you start pushing out assignments, activities, it will prompt you which one of these in. So you check the one you need. So now I'm done creating folders. A lot of people do this. Okay, what's next? Where's the save button? It's automatically already saved, okay? So when you're ready to get out, you just X out. It's already now saved inside your class settings, those folders, okay? So that is probably the basics that you need to take care of. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to change this from a 4-star system to a 5 stars. Because our report card is on a scale of 1 to 5, I'm going to try to match up to the 5 stars. So instead of 1.2 point, you can go in and give stars similar to kind of like Classroom Dojo points and things like that. You can go ahead and design and create your management system here. Okay, so I'm going to change it to 5 stars, and I'm going to manage the skills. I'm going to go in and create some. For example, completing quality work. I'm going to give them points for. If they're listening and following directions well, I'm going to give them points. Okay, they have, somebody told me self-control, they're going to give points. So whatever skills you want to kind of to enforce and give points to, you can do that here. Add new skills, and you can type in here. For example, complete work on time, right? It says code. Later on, I think our district will be uploading academic standards so that you can tag this assignment is ELA, point 1. Right now for me, I'm using this as my classroom management skills, okay? So I'm just gonna make up some numbers. Okay, so now I have these skills that I can give points for. So that's what those, the 4th tab in here is all about. Right now, it's literally, if you have nothing, it's blanked, you can start adding skills in, okay? But my understanding is our district might be uploading academic standards up into this tab. It's not a high priority right now, so I don't know when that will be done. For me, I might start doing some skills that I want to kind of reinforce. They're listening well, they're coming into Zoom on time, different ways that I can start giving out points that way, the stars, okay? So that is that 4th tab, all right? So that is, right now, I've just created a classroom. I made some folders, okay? And that is the basics of how you create new classes in Seesaw. So I don't know if you've gotten a chance to do that in the basic class. I do know there are some people that says they haven't activated, but I do want to show you. How do you know? How do you know if I have a paid account or is this a free account, Lauren? This is how you know. You go into this activities, okay? Once I set up my classroom, this is the next step I would take. I go into activities. I browse the library, okay? I want to show you how many libraries you have access to. You have now the community of Seesaw library. This is hundreds and hundreds and thousands of lessons already pre-made in here. It is made by the Seesaw community of staff members, teachers who share things, and that's gotten the approval to share with the community. They are in here, all right? So all the lessons that are made by the Seesaw community of the ambassadors, they kind of do, they have a criteria of how you're able to post into the Seesaw community, okay? So our district, we have access to this. Next, we also have, because it's paid account, you should see the school and district tab, okay? You should see this library here. This is our district. When we share things to our schools and our district, you will see it in here. You will see I've started putting a lot of stuff in here for you guys, okay? And so this is another library that later on when you start creating things, you can share for your school, you can share to our district as well, okay? So here's the community of Seesaw. And this is now our district library of Seesaw activities. And then this is yours, okay? So you have 3 library tabs, right? So I always start out with a big community because it has more, right? We just got the accounts last Friday. We're trying to upload stuff to share and things. So it might not be as robust, right? So I start out with the community library. I'm teaching 1st grade. First thing I might look for is, for example, let's do sight words. Okay, so I look for sight words. Oh my gosh, there's a lot in here. Okay, ooh, March sight words. I wonder if there's a September sight word. I'm sure there is. Okay, May sight words. Look at all these sight words. Okay, so let's say I'm teaching the word can. Okay, so one of my first sight words, let's say it's can. Miss Hanson here, she looks like she put tons of lessons together. I mean, the activities here for sight words. So I'm going to take a look. Let me see her instruction. Click on the tool needed in each box and follow the directions. Complete each box and then check the green to share with your teacher when you are done. She even has a voice instruction, so let me hear this.
Click on the tool needed in each box and follow the directions. Complete each box and then select the check mark to share with your teacher when you are done.
Okay, so let's say that I like it. Let me look at the template. Okay, it says record yourself saying the word, circle the word, mix and fix. So you unscramble this, trace the word, and then type the word. Pretty simple. Okay, I do think this is good practice for the kids. Okay, so I'm going to first love it. Okay, so first thing you do in order to save this activity from the community over to your library is you got to like it or love it. So hit the heart, right? And then for you, a brand new account, you don't it won't pop this up. But what I have created, remember the folders for the kids' work that I'm going to do? This is my library. I'm going to start organizing my library. So again, when I need sight words, I can click onto it. Okay, so I'm going to click this as part of my sight words collection. Okay, so that's how I do. I'm going to start organizing inside your library. They don't call it folders. I think they should. Well, they call it collections for library. They're using different terms, but it's similar to that. So you just tag what collection this is. So this is part of my sight words. So I hit love it. I marked the collections that it should be saved to. And then this is what I'm going to do. I love you, Miss Hanson. You made a great thing, but I need to send it out under my name because I don't even know my kids. They don't even know who I am yet. So when they see an assignment coming out from Miss Hanson, they're going to get kind of confused, right? So this is what I'm going to do. 3 dots, copy and edit activity. Okay, copy and edit activity. So this is fine. The instruction is fine. I don't want to, I want my kids to hear and recognize my voice. Okay, so I'm going to delete this. Okay, I'm going to add a new voice instruction for my kids. The sight word for today is can, C-A-N. Use the tools to complete different ways to practice with the sight word can. Click on the green check to turn it in. You can do it however you want to. I am going to kind of personalize that. The instructions in Seesaw is very kind of like step 1, do this, do this. You can talk to your kids, go practice. I might even add, try, if you can, write a sentence with the word can, right? So I can do whatever I want in my voice instruction here. So it's in here. And then the template, everything's good. I'm going to leave it the way it is. I hit save. I want to show you something. You notice now it is under my name, under my account. Okay, so now when I push this out, my kids are going to see that this is an assignment from me, right? Versus like a lot of random teachers in Seesaw. So again, how do you do that? 3 dots, copy and edit the activity. Okay, once that's done, you can assign this to your kids now. So I hit the assign button. Okay, now you notice I have a lot of classes. Okay, the beauty of having lots of classes or co-teaching. So let's say I'm co-teaching with, Miss Vu over here. Okay, actually, yeah. So I can click here. I can do, this is my first grade sample class. I can click here. So this assignment will be going out to both these classes. Okay, so if I have, if there's 3 or 4 of us and we're dividing up what to do, I can assign to as many Seesaw classes as I have access to or that I'm co-teaching with. Okay, but for for today, I'm only going to do my sample class right now. Okay, so when I hit assign, this green button right here, it's going to go live. It's going to have a date stamp of today's date and time, and it's going to go into their activity tab that they have an assignment for, right away. Okay, so if you are ready to do that, you do that. I'm not ready to do that. this is not going to be, I don't want them to have access to this or work on this until I'm going to schedule it. So here's a schedule button. Okay. I'm going to schedule and assign it on a specific date and time. So I'm going to go in here. School doesn't start until September 2nd. So I probably will not be introducing sight words until after Labor Day, Tuesday, the 8th. So let's say the 8th, and then what time do I want to release this? So school starts for TK. I'm going to release it. I might make it consistent and let the kids know by 7:30 or 8 o'clock in the morning, you will have, 3 lessons. One for language arts, one for math, one for history, whatever you want to, communicate with kids. But I can schedule this now. At 7:30 on September 8th, this lesson or this activity will be assigned to them. Okay, so I can schedule that and it's hit assign on September 8th. So it says, do you want to view what this looks like? Sure. So now you notice under my activities tab, I have assign to class, schedule activities, or archive activities. Okay, so later on, as you go into the year and you're assigning a lot of assignments through Seesaw, and it gets flooding, like the journal is flooding. If it's old, you can hit on the 3 dots and archive it. So clean up the accounts for the kids, all right? So in here, now this is on a schedule tab. That means there is an assignment that's going to be posted on that day, okay? Now, do you remember in here, okay? I can go back in here and I'm going to, give me one second. I can edit the folders. I didn't mark which this is in, okay? This is part of my reading instruction. So I'm gonna hit check, okay? So now on here, it has this little folder that says, this is part of my reading assignments, okay? I'm going to schedule, and it's gonna be scheduled on this date and time, okay? So that's great. So when you have activities that you can do that. So you could go into the library activities, go into the library again, and then search, okay? So at this time, I'm going to stop and pause talking. I'm gonna put a timer on for 10 minutes. And I want you to practice going in, setting up your classroom, looking to see if you have the paid account, okay? Look to see what's in the community activities that you can get going right away. There's a lot of get to know you. There's a lot of building, communities and things like that. So look for those. Practice scheduling, okay? Scheduling some activities for your students. And then also look into our district tab to see what we have for you, okay? So again, I hope everyone gets a chance to become really familiar with how to copy and edit, and then schedule the activities for your kids, okay? So that is what we're going to do in the next 10 minutes. And then I'm gonna open back up the chat box. I'm gonna check my parking lot to see if I can answer any questions for you, okay? So if you are not clear of what we're doing in the next 10 minutes, this is the slide that I want you to, I want you to focus on. You're coming up with activities, searching the library, okay? And then I'm gonna, okay, and if I'm gonna stay back on here, if anyone has any questions for me, okay, you can, this is the time. So if you're completely lost or you're confused, stay back. Those of you who are, you need that practice time, that exploration time, now is the time to do that. Activate your account, check to make sure you have the paid one. If you don't, put it in the parking lot. I will be submitting that to management, so hopefully we can capture all the teachers that need to have a paid account, all right? So, oops. I will also be putting in the sign-in sheet for you as well, okay? So. So Christina, do you have a Google account, Seesaw, that you made? So check inside the activities library. Do you see the tab that says school and, district? If it's not there, that means you are on the free account. You just need to, put in the parking lot or email Gerardo to get the code. He needs to activate into the paid. But how you find out is this. So I'm in my Seesaw account. Okay, so hopefully you created a Seesaw account. And when you click into the library, you should see the school and district. Do you have that? Where do I check for my Seesaw account? Just go in and log into Seesaw as a teacher, but log in with your Google account. Okay? And then most people, it's been activated, so they do see the school and district tab. Okay? So Megan, what I did was, it's my slide deck. All I did was insert, and it's a YouTube video. Okay? It's called Mr. Timer. It has 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So I just inserted in part of my slide deck. So that's how I'm utilizing my timer. So Susan, some people, Jordan said there should have been an email that came out from Seesaw, but if you don't see that, okay, just go ahead and activate it. Log in with your Google. Make sure you check again. School district, if it's not there, email me. You can write in this chat box too, okay? You can write in this chat box, I need paid account, and put your name, full name, and school, so we can, I'll turn everything over to Gerardo for activation. Let's see, anyone else? All right, so far, hopefully everyone is searching inside the activities in these libraries. Maybe you can find things there are lots of great things, okay? Lots of great activities pre-made for you. It's not so much linking multiple grades, but you can assign to multiple grades, okay? So if you're setting it up, like for example, K first and second.
Francis.
I'm sorry, is someone trying to ask me a question?
Francis. Oh, sorry. That's me.
Okay. So, I'm sorry. Is somebody in the waiting room? No one's in the waiting room. Okay, good. So if you have one, that's great. Let's see, is your name for email? No, the email, when you click onto the account, click on Google, right? And then that's how you get in. And then it should match up to your Google account with WSDOC.me. Okay, good. Please post a link to this. I want to make sure. excited to see what you have been able to find in the library. Right? Hopefully, there's lots of good things in there. You're welcome. So please make sure everyone get a chance to sign in. Okay. And then by now you should have activated your account or have created at least the free account so you can practice, right? So setting up your classroom, getting the folders in, getting the activities, searching the libraries, okay? So those of you who want the music timer, so you just copy these slides, I'm going to share this as well, okay? That seems to be a really big hit. Change this to anyone with the link. So inside the chat box, if you want access to just it's called Mr. Timer. It has 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You're more than welcome to build this into part of your, instruction, okay? So literally all I did was, let's say I add a new slide, right? I hit insert, I put video, it's on YouTube. So I just put Mr. Timer. I searched earlier for, timer with music. I like this one, just cheery, puppy. So, but you can see here, they have 20 minutes, they have a whatever, 2 minutes timer, so you can add them in. If you're building slide decks to teach, which is normally what I do, I put in my timers built in, so it keeps me kind of steady. All right, so if I want a 20-minute timer, I'm going to insert this in here. Not in the folders, Christina. Okay, you can't do subfolders, but you can create more folders. But in your library, you can create as many collections and break it down like that. That's what I do. In my collections in my library to organize for myself, that's what I do. I do sight words, phonemic awareness, I break them down. But for the kids, I put them all under reading. Okay. So, microphone. If you are, I'm not sure if you're at the classroom or not, but toggle down if your mic is not working, it might be part of the Zoom. Click onto the little button next to your mic, toggle it to see if it's like, what mic are you using, Our desktop at school does not have a mic. So if you're on a desktop or the panel, just know that there are no mics there. So make sure if you're on a webcam and you search to see if there's an internal mic that you might need to activate, all right? So it's okay. If worst thing is, if you can't figure that out right now, type in the chat box if you have questions and stuff for me, all right? So our time is up. I'm gonna stop sharing my screen for a second. And then I just does anyone want to share out? Were there any activities that you found, whether it's in the community of Seesaw or in our district school library tab? Did you find anything that you can use right away? Were there any good things that you found? Okay, don't be shy. I have $1 for a volunteer. Just kidding. Oh, good. Okay. If you already know how to create your own, that's fantastic. Okay. So for now, I'm layering the training, so you will definitely be able to create your own as well. But at this point right now, is everyone, okay? Is everyone right in the chat box, yes or no for me? Are you comfortable with searching for activities, making a copy, and scheduling it, okay? That is really the foundation of kind of like the easiest level 1 user of Seesaw. Very good. So if everyone's comfortable with that, you know, if you have the reaction button that you can do thumbs up, do so. Just know that if you're on a Chromebook or when our kids are on the Chromebook, they don't have the reaction button, okay? It's so it's kind of sad. But so, you know, I would use the chat box and have them type in some things. Okay, good. Those of you who have the thumbs up reaction feature, give me a thumbs up. Okay, very good. If you, that is basic 101 with Seesaw. The library is in there. Look in there, look for an activity, copy, edit, modify it. I would start doing, because you guys are teaching little ones, do your voice instruction. Get to know them. Get them to become familiar with your voice. You know, it's really hard making connections via Zoom, all right? So as much as you can, become familiar and comfortable with that. That is step one. If everyone is telling me, yes, I can do that, let's move on. Awesome. What's that?
Lauren, I was just gonna say, this is Dave. Great time doing it. Just as a quick cautionary thing for just being careful if you're kind of in that mode where you're like, I need to get something out quickly. The one thing I did find is there was the directions, the oral directions don't always match what is written on the actual screen. So I don't know if somebody edited, changed, and saved it or whatever, but just something to be aware of, just like anything, like previewing a video before you watch it. Always a good way to check, because I just happened to come across one that didn't match.
Yeah, the video, I always read the directions. I actually listen to the instruction. I don't know if you noticed, but that teacher, she might be tired. She goes, follow, I'm like, so definitely preview, definitely, before you send anything out, push anything out, I would definitely look things over. That is for sure. Thanks for that reminder, okay? So this next portion of our training, I'm gonna show you next on how do we share? How do we create new activities? How do I connect to Wonders, My Math, all right? What does that look like? And then when I do create something, how do I share to my colleagues at my school or even with my district, all right? So I'm gonna deactivate the chat for a little bit, okay? And then I'm going to go back and share with you, how do you create Seesaw activities, okay? Because some of you are already there. You're like, I need to customize more, Lauren. What do I do, okay? So I'm gonna go to Seesaw. You know what? I'm gonna get back in, okay? So if you're not familiar with how to bookmark something, the star right here is your bookmark, so that you don't have to type in Seesaw every time. So when you mark the star like this, it's gonna ask you, what's the name of this bookmark? And then you can type it in there. I've already bookmarked mine up here. It says Seesaw, okay? I bookmarked my WSD email. I bookmarked my Zoom, okay? The most frequent things that I use, I know we'll be using MobiMax, so that's bookmarking. You may need to go over that instruction with your students, okay? So once they're in Seesaw, bookmark it so that they don't have to go through typing Seesaw again. Okay, so they're bookmarking their homepage here. So I now am in Seesaw, right? I'm going to start connecting to my my core curriculum. The activities are great, but it doesn't have, for example, the Wonders chapter test that I need. I'm going to be doing assessment using the PDFs. So some of you, if you're uncomfortable, you don't know how, or you don't like it, those assessments that we have online through Wonders and My Math, if you're not using it, but you want to use the Blackline Masters, how do you send them out to your kids? How does that look like? I'm gonna show you, okay? So I'm gonna hit add. I'm gonna go make, even though it says assign activity, okay? This is how you create anything. It's always this beautiful green add button. It says assign activity, but instead of now searching the library to assign something, I'm going to create a new activity, okay? So when I'm here, I'm going to create a new activity. And I'm going to go and look for Wonders, okay? Unit 1, you can tell I've been doing this, right? I'm gonna now go into week 4. Okay, somebody's coming in, give me 1 second, okay? All right, so I'm gonna look for Wonders Unit 1. You know what, let me do the math one. Math one is a lot easier. The functionality of the versus Wonders is a little bit different. So I'm going to do the easier one first. Math chapter, let me do chapter 2. Okay, so this is first grade, right? So I'm going to put first grade so that I keep things straight. For you, if you only have one grade level, you wouldn't really need this. But I'm going to go into my math, look for the chapter 2 test, and I want to upload up here. They're usually PDFs, right? But I want the kids to be on Seesaw utilizing the tools, that typing tool, the pens and the pencils. So this is what I'm going to do. So I start a new activity in Seesaw, but I'm going to open a new tab over here, right? And how do I get to my math portal? This is how you do it. Make sure you are on Chrome with your work Chrome, okay? So when I click on here, you can see it says Vu-Tran at wsdoc.me. So I am on the Chrome browser with my login for my work. And then I also am here. This is my Google Suite. I want to make sure that I am matching my Chrome browser and my Google Suite's login has to be the same. If it isn't, you tend to have broken links. You have issues that it's not connecting, right? So make sure my browser and my Google Suite, they match up. You have to tell your kids this too, okay? If they're on a Chromebook, it won't be an issue. If they are on other parents' devices or siblings using their Chromebook and they log in as them, the sibling, and they're like, I am in, look, this is my account. If they don't match up, it will not work. We've had so many issues, you know? So just know that that is part of the instruction you will need to give your students. And as for yourself, you know, if I'm on my private browser, okay, and I go into my work account, it seems like I'm on my work account. No, it has to match up, okay? So make sure your browser and your Google Suite matches up. And then now I go into the app launcher. I go in here. I scroll all the way down. This is McGraw-Hill. Our district has adopted all 3 curriculums through McGraw-Hill. My math, Wonders, and now the Inspire Science, okay? So it is the McGraw-Hill. And then once you click on that, it's gonna ask you, which account is it? Again, I wanna make sure I go into my work account, right? From my work account, I'm gonna get access to all the TEs that I'm assigned to. So if I'm teaching 2 grade levels, most likely you will have the TEs from those grade levels. Now I have access to kindergarten up to 3rd grade, okay? But since I'm doing a 1st grade demo today, I'm going to look for my math teacher's edition grade 1. So I click on here. Now you notice I have the student's edition here too, right? But I'm gonna go into my teacher's edition to get the assessment. So once I'm here, I'm gonna X out this for a second. By the way, they have not rostered your kids up here yet, okay? So give them time because kids are still registering. They're still trying to get that all together. Once it's done, you will have the roster of your students with, so you notice right now the default for me is 2016-17. Make sure you toggle to the right class, okay? So right now in 2020-21, I don't have any students. I never have students roster under me. So I have dummy accounts, right? But for you, make sure you're functioning off of the correct year, all right? So let's say 2020-21 here. I am now going to look for a chapter test. In here, I'm looking for, did I say chapter 3? Oh, it looks like I already got to chapter 4. I hope you guys don't mind. Since I'm doing it, I'm gonna do chapter 5. I'm gonna do chapter 5 assessment. So I might as well load up for you guys. Okay, so the chapter 5. So in here, you can see chapter 5 performance tasks, chapter 5, I don't want the performance test. I want the test itself, okay? Here we go. Let me look at this one. Chapter 5 tests. Okay, this is 1st grade, chapter 5. Believe it or not, I've already uploaded the 4 chapters for you guys since I keep doing demos. Okay, so 1st grade, 3rd grade, I think might have some chapter tests already made inside our district library for you. So here's chapter 5. Let's say I need this. Normally I would make copies of this. I pass them out to my kids and they're, you know, I do my assessment in class. If we end up doing virtual teaching for a while and you need this, this is what I do. So I open it up, I download this. Do you see this download button? I'm going to save this now onto my desktop, just so I can have quick access right now. If you are on a desktop, you know, you can designate where you save it. If you're on a Chromebook, it will go into your Google Drive. Okay, so just remember where you save things. So I'm going to download this. I'm going to call this chapter. This is chapter 5, math test for first grade. Okay, so I'm going to save this. Right. So now I have chapter 5 math test down here. I go back to my Seesaw. Okay, I'm back in my Seesaw now. So instead of chapter 2, I'm going to do chapter 5 math first grade. I can add voice instruction, but I'm not going to do that at this time. I can put complete the test using, okay, using, and I'm going to, there are shortcuts in the instruction that we'll get using the drawing tool. So I'm going to put colon, drawing, colon. This is the coding that will give me the cute icon of the pencil. Complete the test using the drawing tool. Okay, and then next I might put click on the, that green check mark. That's how they send anything into us. Click, it's colon, check, colon. Click on the check to turn in your test. Okay, so let's say I just want this simple instruction right here. This is the magic button down here. Add template for student responses. If you are used to, are familiar with Google Classroom, you know how you make a copy for students? This is equivalent to that. So when you add a template for the students, every kid will have their own copy to interact and work on. So this is that button, similar to Google Classroom where it says make a copy for each student. This is the same thing. Add template for each student, right? So I'm gonna upload, okay? Where is my file? It's in my computer, so I'm gonna upload it up here. I'm gonna send it up. So I saved it on my computer. If you saved it on your Google Drive, you would click Google Drive. It's on my computer, so I'm gonna click here. And it was on my desktop. Here's my chapter 5 right here. Chapter 5, this is the right one. I'm gonna open this up and voila. It is now inside of Seesaw with interactive tools. They can record, they can type, they can take photos of something. So all the tools, you see the pencil, markers, highlighter, eraser, all the tools that are built into Seesaw, now they have available to complete this test. Okay, so if you're done with this, you note the pages are down here, right? So there are 6 pages to this test, right? A lot of kids, especially young ones, they will finish, they will do work on the first page and they'll turn it in with this green mark because they think they're done. Always teach your students to look on the side panel here to see how many more pages are in here, all right? So that will be some of the directed teaching that you can do. Now, if I'm happy with this, the way it is, I can hit check and then send it out to my students or schedule it. I'm going to modify this a little bit to make it easier for my students. So I'm going to do the 3 dots down here. I'm going to change the background a little, okay? Now, why am I doing this? This is my logic behind it. I'm going to give my kids the instruction that anything, their answers, their final answers will be recorded on this white page. That's their test. This can be their workspaces right here, the background. The blue area, they can get their their pencil, they can try to figure things out, but ultimately I'm only going to grade in here. So I want to give them instruction about the test is on the white pages. Whatever you mark, this is going to be what you're going to be graded on. All right. So this can be your work area. If you need to calculate something, draw out your number, okay, you can do it here. Or you tell them, get a scratch piece of paper out and pencil, solve it, and then go in here and mark it up. But I figure we might as well use the spaces that we have. At this time, I can also do this. I can type instruction in here for them, okay? Use blue ink to complete this test. Okay, So if I want only blue ink because, you know, I don't want them to go crazy. This is a test, okay? Let's say that you want this instruction here. You can do that, okay? So anytime I need a text box, I can hit T, it pops up, I can type something, okay? Click outside of it, then I can grab and move it, okay? I can reshape it, shrink it down, you know? I don't like this font, I don't like this style. I can go in, 3 dots, style, change it up. If I want the dark color in, I like this Comic Sans, I like this script, you can go and have fun with it, okay? Now, I don't like this dark background. I'm more of a lavender girl, let's say. So that's how you do it, okay? So in your text box, it's, again, how do you make those changes? Your 3 dots, by the way, in most computer coding, it means the menu of something, all right? So I'm gonna go in here, that is the styling feature, okay? So if that's what you want, you know, you can change it up that way, all right? I would do that instruction for my kids every tool, okay, before testing time, before, you know, so the beginning of Seesaw instruction will be how these tools work in Seesaw. So now that my teacher said, okay, use blue, I don't want this. This is just my practice. 3 dots, delete, okay? So my teacher said, use blue ink to complete this test. All right, I'm gonna come down here. Here is my marker. I can use blue. I'm gonna make it a little bit darker, okay? So, oh my gosh, I can't read this test. Look at how many, the wording, that's a lot. Well, as a teacher, you know, you can record yourself reading these questions for them, putting it next to here so they can click onto it. So I'm gonna show you that next, okay? So if you are working with the little ones and they have a hard time with reading the problems, this is what you can do. I'm gonna hit the record button. Start recording. Number 1, Mrs. Browning has the scissors shown. Circle a group of 10 scissors. Write how many scissors does Mrs. Browning have in all? Stop the recording. It gives you like a screenshot like this. So what you do is you know, it's layering on top. You see this? So I grab this, I shrink this down, okay? I shrink this down. Okay, and then I can lock it in so that it doesn't float around. I'm gonna lock this, 3 dots, lock it down. Another favorite button of mine. Now, this icon, this recording is not floating around. Kids can't really click, you know, they can click on the play button to hear, right? But now they can't really move it around when I lock it down. So on here, I can, let's say that I'm done. I hit check, I wanna show you what that sounds like. So in the template, okay, they can later, when they get on to number 1, I can't read this, let me read, you know, let me hear what my teacher, so you can provide that additional support for your students if you need that, all right? So I can record another one, okay? I can record on top of this and do another one, number 2. If not, I can read number 1 and then I can read number 2. It's just shrinking down that recording, okay? Let me show you that one more time. I think though, I'm sorry, the recording feature is only 1 recording per page, but I can even videotape myself. So I'm gonna do camera, videotape, okay? Let's see, I'm gonna open up my camera, okay? I can turn on my camera here, start recording. Boys and girls, good luck on this chapter test. Do your very best, use ink. Did I say ink or blue ink? So let's say this is my little video here, right? I can put it to the side. You notice I can interact a lot in Google Drawings. I can use all the tools and layer this for me, okay? I do not like this. I don't think it's needed. I'm gonna delete it. You can record, you can videotape yourself, you can type instructions, okay? I might put another instructions that use this as scratch paper, okay? There's a workstation right here, workspace right here for you. Whatever you need to. Or if you're like me, you know what? By the time that I have a test, especially chapter 5, I do not think this is needed. Let me take these out, okay? I don't need any of these, I can delete it like that. For the purpose of our district, I'm just going to send this the way, I will change it to, I do think it's a little bit easier to distinguish, the background and the test when you change the background a little bit, okay? That's, again, a personal choice for me, okay? This is something I would do for my students. For you, if you're like, nope, that's fine. I'm uploading it. I'm sending it out. You're welcome to do however you see fit, okay? So I'm going to now, I think this is fine. I'm going to hit check, okay? So in here, there is this chapter test, this template ready for the kids to interact with. The direction, let me check to see if that's okay. I hit save. And you notice in my directions here, take a look. It says complete the test using the pencil tool, okay? Click on the check. How did I get those little icons? There is a cheat sheet, okay, of shortcuts for icons like that. So it helps out the little kids to know what they're doing. So once I'm done, now it's saved into my library, okay? I'm not by any means ready to assign and schedule. That's too far away. I'm just gonna leave it in my library, okay? Now this is how I sort my library. Click on the 3 dots, add to collection. This is part of my math collection. So I'm gonna click math, okay? That's how you organize inside here. Now, some of you are asking, Lauren, instead of just one generic math, can I create a collection that says chapter 5 or, whatever you need, or phonics, comprehension. You can create as many collections as you want, okay? For me, sometimes I just, it's easier when you have less to start out with, and you can always add more. As you get more sophisticated, you can add more. So now I have this. I'm going to show you how I share it with my friends at my school or with the district, all right? So let's say that this is a really good assessment. Everyone can benefit from it. No one has to recreate this. I'm going to share this. So I hit 3 dots, share activity, okay? I'm going to share this activity. Who am I going to share this with? So if I said email to teachers, right now I am assigned to Freiburger. So it's going to give me the list of all my Freiburger friends, okay? So I can check all these teachers at Freiburger, but why would I? This is first grade. So I might look for my first grade friends and mark it, right? If I want to share this to the entire district, it's the first button. It says share. What grade level is this? This is for first grade. I hit check. What subject is this? This is math. I hit check. And now when I hit share, this test will be shared for all first grade teachers in our district. So I'm going to hit share. Okay. So it says your activity has been submitted. Cool. Okay. So it's in there. But, okay. So that's how you do the share feature. Again, the 3 dots, copy, edit, share, it's all in here. If I change my mind or I caught a mistake or something, it says remove from the district, I can remove it. Okay. But it seems fine. People can go in, make changes to it. That is how I share. Here's another way to share. Share activity. It says get teacher link. I'm going to copy this link. I can now email it out. So I only have access to the Freiburger friends. I have 4 more friends over at different schools. I can email that link and it will prompt them to, do you want to save this activity? Lauren shared this with you. Okay. So that's also how you do it. I guess you can share it on social media too, you guys. I have never done that. I don't feel comfortable doing that, so I don't really do it. All right, but I do know that for me, my school, my district, I think that's something we can benefit from each other. I'm going to do that. All right. So that is how you share what you've created. All right. So with that, I want to show you. There was something I made for you that I really want to I hope it's going to be helpful for you. Okay. The first thing that I created for you is this, okay? It's the Zoom schedule. Remember the schedule I shared with you very beginning, okay? It is in the library, and what I did was this. So remember, if you like this, I'm gonna show you what it is. If you like it, love it, copy and edit so that you can use it. So let's say I'm a teacher. I come in, I'm like, okay, so Lauren, you put a Zoom schedule together for me. Let me check it out. So I'm gonna copy this and edit this, okay? I look it over, Zoom schedule live instruction. I don't need 1st or 6th grade because I'm actually teaching first. So let me put down, I can put Mrs. Vu-Tran's Zoom schedule, okay, for live instruction. So, and then I'm going to read this over. If you don't like the way this is wording, make it your own. But for here, it's, I put every Tuesday through Friday, we will be learning together via Zoom. Click on the Zoom link as scheduled 3 times a day. And these are the times. Remember, I got this time off of the district schedule, okay? So I want you to, you know, so that's what I designed it to be. If you find that you're in special ed, you have a different time. If you're in preschool, you have a different time, go in and change it, right? And then Mondays are modified days, only 1 Zoom meeting on Mondays, okay? I can add a voice instruction in here too. But since I made it a template, you guys can do your voice instruction, right? But let me show you what the template looks like, okay? You can see that we have Wonders at 8 o'clock. We have My Math at 9:45. We have Science, History, and Writing at 11:45. So I just clearly listed it so that the parents and the kids can see it. Remember, they're going to log into Seesaw and then they're going to connect to your Zoom that way. So the instruction that we're going to be probably sending home is your child's, you know, Zoom with their teachers, the links are inside their Seesaw account. This is how you log into Seesaw. So this will be our portal to connecting with our kids. So what I did was I put the Zoom icons, and what you do is 3 dots, link. You're going to add your Zoom meeting links in here, okay? So that when all they know is they come in here into Seesaw at 8 o'clock, this is how I connect with my teacher. At 9:45, I click on the Zoom link, this is how I connect, all right? So I'm gonna show you how I would do it, like for me. Now our district, I don't think they're done with activating your paid Zoom account, so you might not have time to practice it today, but this is how you would do it when you have your Zoom account, okay? I'm gonna open a new tab. I'm gonna go into the Zoom account, okay? So zoom.us, okay? I'm going to sign into an account, okay? So let's say that this is my Zoom account right here, okay? So when you come in, you can change your profile picture, okay? You can click on meetings and you're going to schedule a new meeting, okay? So now I'm gonna show you the magic trick. I am not going to be creating 10,000 Zoom links. I'm going to create one that I can reuse over and over and over again whenever I need to, okay? So this is how you do that. So I'm gonna call this first grade virtual learning with Mrs. Whip. So I'm gonna name this meeting first grade virtual learning with Mrs. Vu-Tran. That sounds okay. Now this is the magic button. I'm gonna scroll down, recurring meeting. This is really important, you guys. Click on recurring meeting. I'm not doing it daily. I'm gonna click this. I'm gonna put no fixed time. This is really important. No fixed time. What this does now is I have this Zoom meeting. This link is available for me to activate 365 days a year, okay? I can go in there and Zoom 3, 4 times, 10 times. I just I click on start the meeting. So we are not creating 10,000 links. We are going to do one, okay? So that's easier for our kids and for us. But if you're teaching multiple grades, those scenarios, you might have to create different links, but even that, I might do one because it's different times anyway when I'm activating it, okay? But if you're recording your sessions for different groups, you might want to create, like, let's say, 2nd grade combo class, 1st grade. I might create 2 link and send them out. But for most of you general ed teachers, you have 1 grade level, you would create 1 Zoom meeting with no fixed time. So let me share that again, okay? So when I create my name, it's going to ask me what date, what time. I'm not going to worry about that. I go down here, I hit recurring meeting. From recurring meeting, I'm going to click, it's going to default to daily like this, okay? Recurring meeting daily. I'm going to click on that word daily and I put no fixed time. This now will generate, once again, 1 link that I have access to for 365 days, okay? I can use it as many times as I want. So from there, I'm going to click passcode. It's always scrambled some numbers for you. I'm going to put room C4, okay? This is my classroom. I might as well get them used to. So later, if we do transition back, they kind of know. The password is Zoom's room C4. So now that I'm done, okay, I'm gonna look at my settings down here. Mute participant upon entry. I think that's a good idea. So I'm gonna do that. Do I wanna record my meetings automatically? As soon as I hit the start button, do I want it to record automatically? If you want that, you check it. I am going to uncheck this for now. I think I'm gonna record when, let's say I have 5 kids that are absent. I'm gonna probably record that lesson, so maybe I can send that out. Now, there is a feature in Zoom that when you do record, you only record your screen and myself as a presenter, but all my participants, I'm not recording them at all, okay? As a matter of fact, that's what's happening right now. The recording is only capturing my screen and myself when I'm on camera, okay? But none of the participants, you guys are being recorded onto this Zoom, okay? So there is that feature you can do. So, but I'm not gonna do it automatically. I'm gonna pick and choose what I need, right? So I'm gonna save this. And now, when I save this, I have this link. I'm gonna copy this, Control C if you are on a Chromebook or a laptop, or Command C if you're on a Mac, right? So I copy this, I go back to Seesaw. And remember the Zoom link? I'm going to 3 dots, link that URL in, paste it in, check, and I'm going to go back and lock it down because I want this Zoom link, this hyperlink here attached next to 8 a.m. I do the same thing. Remember, it's one link. So when I activate it at 8 o'clock and I in the meeting, when I go back, it's the same link. I'm going to activate it again at 9:45. So I am not creating a million links, okay? I'm gonna do one for my first graders. So I do this and I lock it down, okay? Again, click on here, 3 dots, link, paste it in here, check, and then I'm going to lock it down, okay? So now I have my Zoom links. I have a schedule for my kids, okay? So all I need to worry about is getting them on Seesaw. I want this to be the first posting, the first assignment that they see, and the only assignment. I don't want to overwhelm them with the feed that has 10 cool lessons, but this get lost, okay? So I didn't finish here. So I'm gonna go in here. What's my password? It is room C4, okay? So C4 is my room. I'm gonna lock this down, okay? So when the kids come in, they will be, I think we're gonna have some verbal phone calls coming home. I'm trying to design a flyer so that every school can use, telling the parents how to get onto Seesaw. And then through here, they should be looking out for the Zoom links to get into their live instruction with you, all right? So when I created this, I'm hoping it's helpful. It's useful for you. If you choose to do another method, you're more than welcome to, but just know that the intent behind it is getting kids and parents on board with how do they connect with us via Zoom. Where's the Zoom link? So I think this is going to be helpful, okay? And then so once that is done, I also built these for you, kind of like at a glance, okay? Your weekly schedule at a glance, okay? So you can see that there's 6 more pages in here for each day of the week. So let's say on here, I have another way to add the Zoom link. I'm just going to do all my link while I have the link on in my clipboard, right? So link, lock this down. I will do that for all the days so that when I use this template over and over each week, I don't have to redo this, okay? So I'm gonna do this initial setup, okay? And once that's done, every week I'm going to update these calendars as a way for my parents to be able to connect and know what is expected of their homework or asynchronous learning, okay? Sorry. Okay, so you can see. So that's what I'm doing, right? I am going to lock these things down. I'm going to use this template to kind of connect and send out every Monday or every week, right? And then so the parents have something that they're familiar with. I'm building a routine so that I'm not reinventing the wheel. Every week looks different. The parents don't know what to look for. Where is that Zoom link? What is the passcode? We went through that really hard last time, okay? Because there was no training. So some of us, did it, struggle, but this time around, I'm trying to simplify it so that we do not go through that again. It was too much stress on everyone. And then so this, when I created this, was that intent in mind. So now I have all my Zoom link in. I'm gonna go back to my Monday. So in here, for my ELA, I might do wonders. Okay, so the template you can type in here, okay, wonders workbook, okay, pages 5 to 6. I can click outside of the box, grab this up. Remember, I'm gonna lock this down, okay? So that the kids can see this when they come in. The parents can also see this. Okay, so they know that, oh, on Monday, so my kid is supposed to be working on the wonders workbook, that pages. So for my math, okay, it might be, my understanding is we have workbooks for our kids, but how, you know, how do you make the assignments and things like that? You can do it like this, okay? Again, this is just Lauren Vu-Tran's recommendation, suggestions. You have a better system, go for it, okay? If you want to share your system, that's even better. But I thought it would be to get us going, to find something consistent, an easy way for parents and kids to get going. This might be something that I personally would use and do for my kids, okay? Now you get the idea. So in science, let's say right now, we haven't been trained on science. We will have, hopefully after the training, we'll know a little bit more. I don't know if there's workbooks or what's involved, right? But for now, let's say to get going my first week. I do know that, let's see, first grade, it might be, let's say life cycle butterfly. Let's say that that is something, I'm gonna put video clip. Jeez. Okay, so I'm going to, before I lock this down, I'm going to find a video clip on YouTube and I'm gonna link it to this, okay? So as I'm designing what is going on, I can put the life cycle butterfly video clip. So let me show you how you do that, okay? So you can go outside, I'm gonna close this down, losing my tabs, okay? I'm gonna open a new tab, I'm gonna go on YouTube, okay? And I'm gonna look for life cycle butterfly, okay? And I'm gonna preview and look to make sure it's appropriate for my first graders. But most likely, let's see.
Get ready.
Okay, you see the ads? I'm gonna tell you how you eliminate the ads, okay?
GenerationGenius.com.
So, but let me preview the video first. Oh my gosh, this is great. I love it. Let's say that I finish watching this, okay? And I really like it. So I'm gonna share this with my students. So this is how you do it, okay? You hit the share button. You copy this. Again, I hit the share button, I copy this URL. Now that I have that, copy that URL, if I paste that to my Seesaw, it will take them here, but it will also have the ads and all these here. I do not want that, okay? I don't want to release my students to the YouTube world. Some parents get really upset. They block YouTube, they have time restriction for their kids and all these things, and then teacher sends out videos, takes them into YouTube, and then they can't control what's happening after that. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grab a URL. I'm going to go to this website. It is called safeyoutube.net. This is basically, I'm going to paste that link in here, okay? Control V or open Apple, the Command V if you have an Apple, okay? So I paste that URL in here, and this is what it's going to do. It's going to generate a new link, and it's going to take out all the ads. It's going to filter out no side videos that distract my kids. Again, this website is called safeyoutube.net. So give me a second. I'm going to paste this in for you in the chat box, okay? And then I want you to bookmark this, just like me. I bookmarked it so that I will, anytime I'm sending videos out, I'm going to filter this for my kids, okay? I will not release them to the World Wide Web of YouTube. Because I personally myself have 2 kids, and I'm telling you, as soon as they're out on YouTube, good luck getting them back in, okay? So it is safe, youtube.net. That is the website, okay? So, you know, in a couple minutes, you're gonna have time to practice adding all these and the templates. Make sure you bookmark safeyoutube.net. Now watch what happens. So I am going to copy this link. I go back to my Seesaw. I'm gonna now hyperlink this. I'm gonna 3 dots, link. I'm gonna paste that URL in, paste. I hit check, okay? Now I'm gonna lock it down so it doesn't float all over the place. Now watch when I click on this link, okay? Do you see any side videos? No. Or is there an ad that pops in? No. So it filters it out for me. Okay? Now it's a clean, it's been purified, it's been filtered, right? So then you're not taking them to YouTube, okay? So as much as possible, if not every single time, make sure if you're grabbing things from YouTube, do not release them there, go to this filter, okay? There is, so far there are no limits on how many videos you can filter. It is free, okay? That is one way, process to do that, all right? So it's, again, YouTube, safeyoutube.net. So I bookmark it so that whenever I'm creating and doing things, now it becomes an instructional video, okay? Instead of now leading them to, oh my God, I saw My Little Pony ad over here. And then I get sidetracked, okay? So that is how you do YouTube videos, how you filter things out, all right? So with that, so now, okay, let's say I finish. So PE, I can do a yoga, okay? I'm gonna do a kids yoga, so I can model one more time for you. How do you do that? The video, okay? So I'm gonna do kids yoga, okay? I don't know what the schedule or what resources the PE and VAPA team will be doing, but for me, you know, maybe the first couple weeks while things are still being sorted out, I'm going to go on YouTube. I'm going to provide some, you know, physical activities for my kids. I'm going to do kid yoga. Okay, so let me look for a kid yoga. I really like her. She's, for the younger kids, she's a really great yoga instructor, okay? And then, so let's say for here, I find something, okay.
California homeowners, if you have a power meter like this on the side of your house, you can qualify to erase your energy bill.
Always
at
preview
no
what
cost
you're
to
about
you.
to send out, okay? So let's say, I'm gonna skip this down.
Today we're talking about choices, your choices, and how you make smart choices.
So let's say this is a really good one, okay? She's teaching them about, you know, social, emotional, positive thinking. She's gonna do a really good yoga exercise. I love this. Again, this is how you do that. You hit share. You see the share button right here? Hit share. You copy this link, copy it, but I need to filter it now. So I copy, where do I go again? Remember, that's safeyoutube.net. So I paste it in here. Control V, Command V, or if you know how to right click and paste it in, generate this link. So up here it says, now you have a Safe YouTube link in here. So it's up here. It's pretty blue or teal. Okay, so I copy this here. I go back to Seesaw, sorry, close that out. Okay, my kid yoga. So nothing fancy, I'm just gonna type the word, okay? So I'm gonna go link, I'm going to paste it in here, okay? Now, if it might be confusing, kids just see the word kid yoga, I might say video clip, just to get us going. Okay. Oh, why am I on Thursday, you guys? Sorry, either way. So I'm gonna hit this link, I'm gonna lock it down, where's my 3 dots? I'm gonna click, locked it down, and now I have another pure video.
Today we're talking about choices, your choices.
So again, that is how you filter out and not release kids to YouTube, all right? Filter out your videos that you want to use as instruction, and you know, that is how you do it, Okay, so with this, I'm going to, let me finish wrapping this up. So let's say that I now have created the week schedule for my students, okay? Note that on here, you can go in here and modify this. If anything that's locked, you can unlock it, okay? You can go in here, okay, put the dates, so let's say that was the 8th, the 20th, you can do that and then lock it in, okay? So let's say, let me lock this in, lock down, okay? Now I'm done. Let's say I'm completely done with this week schedule. I'm gonna hit check. From here, okay? From here now, I can save this, but instead of just Mrs. Vu-Tran's Zoom schedule, this is really my week 1, because I'm going to be copying this activity, okay? And I'm gonna build week 2, week 3, week 4. So there's a pattern for my kids and my family, okay? So I'm gonna hit save, and now I can assign this. Okay, I do want this assignment as my first and my probably my only. I'm gonna hide everything else and schedule it later, okay, or release it later, because I just want them, first thing they come in, they see activities, they see the schedule, there's, you can't go wrong with, that's the only thing that's in Seesaw for them. So that's what I'm going to do. So this is my first grade sample class. I'm gonna assign to this class. This is what it would look like. This is when they come in to Seesaw, they're going to see there is an activity, okay? And then they're probably going to try to click onto it. And now you see immediately they have the Zoom links. To me, this is the easiest way to get the kids on board, knowing when they're supposed to come in to Zoom with you, and how do you get the links out and everything? How do you get the password out? So that is when I put this together, it was with that in mind, all right? So at this time right now, I'm going to put a timer on for another 10 minutes. I want you to go in if you like this, okay? You can, I think that is the chat box open. If you like this, copy it, modify it to what you need, okay? If you have something better, this is your time to kind of create and work on that. My understanding is the Zoom accounts, he wants you to use the Google account, the WSDOC.me. Zoom, open a new account, but if it's not paid, they will roll it over to make it pay, okay? So you can practice making your meetings. Our district did buy the licensing for all our teachers, all our staff members, all right? So at this time, again, look for what's called the Zoom schedule, modify it, add your Zoom links if you can, if you have accounts already, okay? If not, look over the weekly schedule. If you like that template, if it doesn't work for you or not, you can modify that. Now, for those of you, PSTs, speech pathologists, special ed, okay? I'm going to send you in the chat box, all of you, if you need it. I know some of you are like, I don't teach all those subjects, Lauren, but I want to change things around. Can I delete a Post-it note? Can I change it like PST? I'm going to do sight words, fluency, right? Because we don't teach all these subjects. I'm going to change it up. So I'm going to send you this. I created this in Google Slides. So you can modify this and send it up to Seesaw. All right. So you will have access to this as well. All right. But otherwise, most of you general ed teachers, I think this template probably will meet your needs. Okay. So let me know. Do you think this is going to work for you? So write in the chat box for me, okay?
Lauren?
Yes.
Hi, this is Tammy.
Hi, Tammy.
I have a question. When you were talking about the Zoom account, were you telling them to, I know the Seesaw is on the DocMe, but were you talking about signing up with the Zoom on DocMe?
That's what Gerardo told me, so yes.
That's not correct. The Zoom account is K8. You have to use your K8, otherwise you will not get the correct account, the licensed account.
So is it back to Kate? He specifically told me it's WSDOC.me.
Yeah, he sent an email out to a lot of people, day before yesterday, and I think he sent another email yesterday correcting it, because if you use the DocMe, you're only going to have the basic account. You're not going to have the licensed account.
Okay, so
I worked with a few teachers on this.
Okay, Okay, so I'm gonna put Zoom use. So okay, so this is very different from what he told me. Okay,
Yeah.
use the WSDKH account. Okay.
Yeah, and you'll say sign in or sign up with password or something like that. So you want to make sure you put your K8 email in there and then make your password.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome.
Okay, very nice. So everyone, so what Tammy is saying is, and some of you got the email, I did not get any email, but I guess use your Zoom account from WSDK8.us email account. All right. That's a very good question, Melanie. We don't know, but I'm hoping it's going to be done soon. All right. So I know they're still registering students. Okay. I know that in the past we give out CAS code and we roster our own kids. Oh, am I muted? I'm not muted, am I? Okay. Yeah. So right now, okay. Let me see what my volume. Can you guys hear me? Okay. I just want to make sure. Well, I don't know when the rostering will take place, but I know it's got to be soon. I know they're still trying to finalize the registration and everything, but I believe the rostering will happen soon. All right. So, okay. Thank you. Yeah. It was because I was tired. So I'm talking so much. So I'm going to kind of raise my voice a little bit. All right. Thank you. All right. You guys, do you like this template? Do you think that's going to work for you? I'm going to send out this link for it's a one slide, but you notice when I built this, it's text boxes, it's little post-it notes. So if you don't teach history, you want to modify it. If you're a PE teacher that you are going to name it differently, you can modify this and send it up and make your own schedule. All right. So I'm going to share this in a second. All right. And at this time, it's going to be 10 minutes. So that you can practice, copy what you need, modify what you need, check to see if you can create your Zoom, links for the meeting, and do recurring, no fixed time, okay? So this, by the way, this link that I'm sending you, please make a copy of it and edit as you need. It's gonna force you to make a copy, okay? So this is the daily schedule with the post-it notes, okay? Schedule with post-it notes. How is everyone doing out there? Are you guys exhausted? Okay, I know we've gone 2 hours straight now. Okay, so the 10 minutes. If you need to take a little break, go get some more water. Okay. My daughter said, "Do not say the word potty break, Mom. I'm going to use it anyway. If you need a potty break, this is the time." All right. So the timer, I'm going to put on the timer for us. Okay, 10 minutes. I will stay on here. So if anyone who has any questions, you need some more support and help from what we just went through. Yeah. If you don't have the Zoom account, yeah, I don't know how that will work when it's rollover, if we have to create new links. But yeah, as long as you're familiar or comfortable with how that routine works, okay? So I'm gonna show you one more thing. So in this activity, so I'm gonna go back to my library. So now I have week 1. Sorry, not the district. So I'm gonna go to my library. So when I'm ready for week 2, I just make a copy, right? And I do it again. How do you know if you have a pro Zoom account? On the upper right hand corner, so I'll show you what mine looks like. This is my personal paid account, but when I did pay, it shows this up, okay? It says licensed, okay? So you should see something that looks like that, licensed. If it's say basic, that's the free account, all right? So if I don't know if he cut everybody's account or, yeah, I don't know about anything about this rollover, which email. I mean, it's been very confusing. So good luck. I myself have not been able to even activate my work account. So I went and paid for my own account. I've had it since March, okay? So look for it. It should say license, all right? But I thought we were using our WSDOC.me account. Oh, well, what do I know? So at this time, 10 minutes, practice, okay? Practice your Zoom link, practice making copies of that schedule. If you need to modify it, this is a good time to try doing that, all right? Do a demo how to add post-its to daily schedule template. How to add post-its? You mean you want more, Raquel? Is that what you're asking me? Okay. Okay. So basically, okay, the template I did. So if you copy this, okay, if you copy this daily schedule, right? Make a copy of it, and you need more post-it notes. So just grab whatever color you want. I don't know how you can squeeze it in, but you might be able to maybe move things around. Okay, so let's say I move things around, and you know what? I'm going to change. Give me a second. This is my main template, so I'm going to make a copy of it.
Lauren, I'm not seeing it. I just see the Seesaw
Oh,
screen.
I'm sorry. Let me, yeah. You know what? Because I stopped the screen sharing and I'm forgetting.
Thank you.
Thanks for jumping in. So I'm not talking to myself. Okay, here we go. Ready? Give me 1 second to share the screen again. Okay, so how do you make changes? I'm gonna make a copy of this template, okay? And then I'm gonna close down some tabs because it's getting kind of out of control. Okay, so here I am. So let's say I wanna make another pink post-it notes. It is just a graphic. Do you see this? So I can copy this, okay? And then I can paste this. So now I have another post-it note, right? So if that's what you need, whatever color post-it notes you need, and then it's just a text box, okay? So you can insert another text box, or you can copy this text box, right? Paste this, and then now I can change it up. I'm gonna grab that text box over, let's say it's over here. And then let's say, I don't know, do you need writing? Okay, so, and then I just go in and I find and insert a picture, an image, search the web. That's why I design on Google versus Seesaw. Seesaw doesn't have an image search. So you gotta really search your image, save it into a folder, and then upload. So I usually design on Google products because of that clip art feature. Okay, so I'm gonna put, let's just say pencil. Okay, so I want a pencil, it's a clip art, and I want it PNG. PNG means it's transparent in the back. I kind of like this. Oh. Sometimes those pictures are restricted and it won't let you grab them. Let's go to this other one. Okay, so now I have the little pencil. I resize this. Okay. So I can grab this now. And I now have a little, so let's say I don't want this centered. I want this flush to the right so that I have room for my cutesy little art here. Okay. I can move this, adjust it a little bit. You get the idea. So you play around with it, move it to how you need to, okay? So if you need additional post-it notes, you gotta maybe resize it down, squeeze it down. And then let's say that I'm done with this. I'm gonna move this back in. Okay. Let's say that I modify this, okay? But remember, this is, well, I guess, let's see how this works, okay? I'm gonna do file, okay? And I'm going to download, okay, as a JPEG, okay? So now it's saving this, it's compressing all of this into an image is what I'm doing. So when I download it as a JPEG, I go back up to Seesaw. Okay. I'm going to create a new activity so I can show you what that looks like. Create a new activity. I add this. Okay. So I'm going to put this is my daily schedule. Okay. And then I'm going to add this template up. Okay. Upload it. Where is this? This is in my download files. Okay. So copy of my schedule. See, that's what I was worried about. It only captures, you know, what is in the slide deck, right? So I gotta, you know, I gotta really move and compress this in, okay? So for me, if that's the case, spend some time modifying to what you need, okay? So if you, somebody was telling me, I really don't teach history, or that's something that's gonna be later on, swap it out, shrink it down, do whatever you need to. But once you do that, just know that you gotta download as a JPEG and then upload back up to Seesaw. That's the process, okay? So, so you can do that. If not, what you can also do is this. So instead of compressing it as an image, you can upload this as a Google slide product, but just know that the lock feature is not available on Google Slides. So all of this is the text box, all of this is kind of floating around, okay? So, so I don't know if that's more complication than what you need, but okay. But do spend some time if you're gonna take out a Post-it note, change things up, and then send it up. And then when I do send it up, that's how I created the, sorry, did I close out my Seesaw? I sure did. Okay, so that's how I ended up with the, that's how I ended up with the template. Okay.
Lauren, this is Vicky. Can I ask you a question?
Sure.
So when I'm still stuck at the very beginning, so when I go into the activity library, I only see community and my library. I did not see the my district. So does that mean I don't have an account?
That means you don't have the paid account. So you need to email Gerardo, okay? Do you know who Gerardo Martinez? Put G Martinez and give him your name, you know, what site, and then tell him you do not have a paid Seesaw account, okay?
All right, thank you.
He needs to just roll over your account, and so then you will have access to the school district.
All right,
so you don't even have this to play with, huh? Okay. So I'm gonna go into my library. So Raquel, are you still with me? Okay. So in the library, here's another thing you can do too. Okay. In the in that template. Okay. So I think everybody should be back with me, right? So in the template, if you wanted to delete something, okay, I'm going to edit this now. Okay. I'm going to edit this activity for a second, and I'm going to go in here. I forgot to show you guys the tools down here. So let's say that you want to duplicate this slide. There's a 3 button. You can duplicate the page, or you can delete the page, okay? So in Seesaw, anytime you see anything that has 3 dots, right, here, I can lock things, I can do things, I can duplicate this slide, okay? But what it is when I created this, I do not want all these text boxes floating around, you know. I want it as so I did it as an image up, and then I ended up, I inserted these images, and I built in the text box from the text tool here, okay? That's how I added the Mondays in as a text box in here, all right? So now, remember I told you you could do a voice recording on top of this, so you can really, for the little ones, you can record. So for Monday, I want you to, you know, work on the workbook pages 5 to 6. Remember, in your math workbook is page 7. So you can do a quick recording for your students and embed that in here too. Don't forget to watch the life cycle video, right? You know, history, if you have something else, probably you guys are teaching about communities or whatever your topic is here. Or let's say you don't have anything. You're just gonna leave it, you can leave it blank, okay? And for that day, they know that there's not any activities that they need to do for history, and that should be fine, okay? Or if you want to pop in, and like I said, a YouTube video, Moby Max, my understanding is they have some history lessons in there too, so you can maybe connect to Moby Max. And for my math, it could be 20 minutes on Moby Max or ST Math. Could you shrink this down and add more? Absolutely. Yesterday at one of the workshops, one of the teachers was like saying, Lauren, can you do multiple? I said, of course. You can add more text boxes, okay? So let's say I want to put Moby Max, okay, and I put 20 minutes, okay. So you're probably like, why is she typing up? Click outside, 20 minutes, okay. So, all right, and I need a space here. Okay, so let's say I do this. This is part of their homework for Monday. I can do that. So you can do things like that, okay? You can hyperlink the Moby Max website or whatever, however we're logging into Moby Max or ST Math, you can link that URL in here. So it could help the kids, you know, make that connection, all right? So that is kind of that template. If you don't like it, you have your own, you can delete this, okay? Let's say I don't like this, delete, okay? And then I'm going to add my pages. So when you add a page, you can click down here, add a page, gives you a blank canvas, okay? Blank canvas, I upload, okay? This is how I upload. So what is it that you want to upload? Let's say I want to upload this, right? So if you design something else, you modify, that's how you upload, okay? You save it as an image and then you upload. So now, let's say you have different topics, all right? That's how you do it. And how do I get the text box in here? I just simply have a text box. Oops. Okay, so let's say this is my Monday now. The default is usually this, you know, this just the text and then empty spacing, but you can change it. So those of you who like to have colors, okay, so look very simple to kind of move things around. And then most likely, so to get it less so confusing, whatever the Monday date is, you know, the 8th, for example, right? 2000. That's how you do it, okay? So that is the template. Again, hopefully that is of help to you, okay? I'm trying to see what else, hold on one second. Okay, can you share the kinder schedule? The kinder schedule is already, it's also uploaded to the kinder grade with the adjusted time, okay? When you are filtering in the kinder, you should see it's a different time frame. It starts at 8:45. Am I missing anyone? Okay, Judy, let's see, I have Pro informers. He will roll it over to WSD. Okay, so what I guess what people are saying is go to your WSD K8 account and then create the link. Are you sure it's going to roll over the link, everything? So if that's the case, you know, Judy, is that what you're saying in terms of have them activate their meetings and stuff in the K8.me.us and then it's going to roll over? Okay. So let's see, is it possible for different within a lesson such as one student may need it read while the other? If you do that, Christy, what you can do is copy that activity, one with modification, save it. You can send it out to certain students instead of the whole entire class. So yes, you can do that, okay? And then so if you have one with the voice, one without the voice, you can, yeah, I'll show you how to like, you know how when I schedule things, when I send it right now, it's to the entire class, but you can definitely check certain students that you want to send things to, okay? Let's see.
Okay, Lauren, I see the schedule in the kinder and the district, the file, but how do I edit it?
So make a copy first, you gotta love it.
Okay.
And then go to the 3 dots.
Okay.
And remember, copy and edit.
Okay, thank you. I forgot to click the heart.
Yeah, the first time you gotta love it. That's why I always say, love it, then edit it. Okay. Okay, the Zoom account. Everyone is still very confused about the Zoom account. So from what I understand, it is go to your WSDK8 account. Okay. I have checked with Gerardo, and I'm telling you, I am still as confused as everybody. I was told get them on WSD, so when it's rollover the paid account, but now it's like people are saying it's K8 and then it'll be rollover to WSDOC. I'm so confused. Okay, I'll be very honest right now. I'm just as frustrated. To me, just know that eventually one of them is going to be a paid account. I'm hoping he's going to email a massive email and says, everybody, you're on WSDOC.me account. Okay, that's what I was told. That's what I was told, that they're issuing licensing on WSDOC.me account. But now I'm hearing, since we had the other one roll over, I don't know. I'm not familiar enough, but I will follow back up. And I'm hope he's going to email to the massive group of our teachers and staff so we know what's going on. All right. So at this time right now,
Lauren, it's Tammy again.
Yeah.
Everyone should have gotten an activation code.
I got nothing, so I don't know.
Yeah, so everyone should, if they didn't already have it, they should have gotten one from Zoom. It would come from Zoom, and that's not from Gerardo. And then that it just sets up the brand new account.
So should teachers be going into their brand new WSDOC account, or what's happening?
No, on their email, they will get, it'll have a big blue box from Zoom, and you just click on it, and it's going to take you over to activate it.
But did everyone get that though?
They should have if they had not had a Zoom already, but I don't know that answer.
Okay, so okay, this is my work account right here.
Right here from Christina. It's in your K8 account. It's in your K8 email.
Okay.
I'll see if I can find mine and I can share it with you guys.
Yeah, so hopefully, but that's kind of strange because here, I'm in the WSD account. I see nothing, okay?
It's
so,
not, yeah, it's you probably already had the Zoom because I didn't get it either.
Yeah.
When I first started doing the PDs, I got it, but that's it.
Yeah.
Yep, I got it. I got one to activate it, and mine says that mine has successfully been switched to the Zoom account with Gerardo.
Yeah, and it's
on the K8,
right? Yeah.
Yeah. I haven't tried to log in yet though.
Oh, somebody said if you didn't activate it, the links expires. Ugh.
It does. Yeah.
Okay. To complicate things, I wish they sent out an email that says, "Hey, everybody, you have a Zoom account, right? Go in and activate it." I did not get that communication. I started training, and then everyone got so confused. I was told go tell everybody to open their WSD.me account. We couldn't find the. So I apologize, you guys. Hopefully this will be straightened out soon. Okay, I'm gonna work with the Gerardo after this training to say send out the right communication so that everybody knows what account we're opening. Okay, it's been confusing. The last round it was WSD.K8.us. We were told to use that account for the Zoom. You know how they gave us temporary free licensing, right? And then, so now I was told you're supposed to open WSDOC.me account.
Oh, yeah.
And then so, you know, it would have been cleaner if we did it that way, but I don't know why we're rolling. And I don't know if the links will transfer. I don't want to promise you guys that, hey, do all these links now, and then it's going to be broken links, okay?
Yeah, I wouldn't do
just logged into the Zoom one with the K8 and it worked, so it let me in.
Yeah.
So it lets you in and you're in the pro, and then, so is he going to swap those accounts over to the Google login?
No.
It says kindergarten teacher and it has an account number, and I haven't used this one
So
before.
tell me, it's no, the answer is no, he's not going to roll them over?
It's not going to roll over everything. It's a new account.
Okay, so some will be on WSDOC and some will be on
Everyone's going to be on K8 when they get signed in.
Okay, so everyone needs to be on WSD K8 account, is that correct?
Yes, that's the licensed account.
Okay.
Yeah, we just went through this with our staff just the other day.
Okay. Okay, so if that's the final answer, you guys just heard it. I don't know. It is WSDK8. Okay. All right.
Lauren, do you want me to read his email?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay. He said, hello, everyone. I'd like to respond to your Zoom question about the WSDOC.me versus the K8.us sign-in. Number one, go ahead and activate Zoom Pro account in with your K8 account. If you already use the OC.me for a basic account during the spring closures. At this time, you will have a pro account instantly with the K8.us.
All right.
Number two, does that make sense?
Okay. So
number two, once I see you are activated in the Zoom dashboard on my end, I can convert your account to an OC.me to become the pro account.
Oh my God. So he is doing a conversion.
Oh my God, you should just leave it.
Number
That's what
three.
I'm saying. I am so confused. So if the people who don't have an account, why wouldn't we just activate WSDOC.me? Why
Because
would
he
I tell them to
the
go
wrong
to?
information.
It doesn't work.
Oh my
I
God.
just
I'm sorry,
did it.
guys. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
just did it with a teacher next to me, and it's same thing. We went in. I got her under the K8. It went in, and for those who don't know, you just check your profile. That's where it'll be listed. She went under OC.me, and it absolutely stayed in basic. We put her in under K8, and it went to the licensed.
Okay. So I guess for now, go into the K8, and then when he rolls you over to the login of Google, I guess he'll notify us. That's what it
Yes.
sounds like.
Number three was I will notify you when I convert your OC.me account to pro.
Okay. So for now, you guys, you just heard that. I never got that message, so I don't even know. So go ahead and try, but WSDK8.us account for Zoom. Activate that, and then he's going to roll you over to log in through your Google next. Okay. So, all right. I hope that's as clear as mud for everybody, just like me. But all right, we are going to move on. Okay. We are going to move on to the next portion. This is the really fun portion. All right. So I'm glad you're all back with me, regardless of what's happening with Zoom. Okay. In Seesaw, it is quite amazing what you can do. Okay. So I'm going to X out of here for a second. Okay. I want to show you some goodies that the Seesaw community have done. Okay. Back to the class. So in Seesaw, right? I know some of you, it's the big craze right now. Lauren, my virtual Bitmoji classroom. I created it. I got some free ones. How does that work? Okay. And so those of you who are like, what is she talking about? What is this Bitmoji? What is that? I will show you what that is. Okay. This is kind of like the latest trend, the latest craze as people went into virtual teaching. Okay. They started creating something like this. Okay. I want to show you. They started creating the reading room, the math room, the science room. Okay. And what they did was they added images of books and they link them. Remember how I showed you how to do the YouTube link? So like, for example, this teacher, one of our teachers, she found something online, she modified it, she added more to it. And so she created a reading room that she's going to be sharing with her students. And it's all these books are hyperlinked to YouTube videos. Okay, that's already been filtered out. So for example, let's say Llama Llama.
Llama Llama, Red Pajama, by Anna Dooney. Please subscribe to this channel and share these stories with friends. Llama Llama, Red Pajama. Llama Llama, Red Pajama, reads a story to his mama. Mama kisses baby's hair. Mama Llama goes downstairs.
Okay. So you get the idea.
No. Kimberly. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Mute, please. All right. So you see the reading room. This is created using Google Slide, okay? Google Slides, they added images, okay? They added images and they linked the images to YouTube videos or other resources, okay? So this is very hot, very trendy, and also I love it, okay? Because now you have like a digital library, right? For your students, okay? So how do you do something like that? Or if you come across something, you know, awesome like that, how do you upload it into Seesaw? So I'm gonna show you that next. But know that in our district library, we're starting, you know, there's a lot of sharing in here already. I found lots of great things for you. Okay, here's another one, the word wall, okay? So it's a template, you can click on the link, it opens up to the slide deck, okay? And then so let's say like you can use this with your students. If you're working on the letter A, you could go in there, get a text box and type in, okay, boys and girls, what A words can you think of? And use that, okay? So the template is there. There's lots of things that are, you know, free and available. And so you don't need to reinvent the wheel from the very beginning, okay? Look for something that's pre-made. There's a lot of sharing going on right now, okay? So if you haven't done so already, join on Facebook, Instagram, join Seesaw, grade 1, whatever grade that you're teaching. You're going to be blown away at how many sharing that's in that community. And people make things like this and they share them out and they said, go use it. And it becomes a template and then you can, you know, modify it and create and continue to build upon it. So this one teacher made the smart start week 1. Okay, here's her essential question. She linked this to, you know, the big book. Okay, it links to a video about animals in the
Animals.
park. Okay, so so there's a lot of these, right? So if you wanted something like this and you're like, oh my gosh, this is great, and now I'm going to do week 2, I'm going to modify it, you know, I'm going to change it. So how do you do things like that? Okay, remember in Seesaw, okay, you have the permission to now copy and edit, right? When you copy and edit, you can do, this is focus wall for unit 0, week 2. Okay, so if you're going to change, swap out the books, swap out the essential questions, just name it accordingly, right? And then go in and modify the example, right? This is the example. What's the difference between here and the student template? The student template is so for the kids to interact with, right? This one here, it is one file that everybody share, okay? So that's the difference. So when you are creating activities and you want it to attach samples, every kid opens this up, they can access this. But if you want them to have their own copy to interact with, then you would add it down here to the template for students' responses. That is the difference, okay? Now there's a couple key things that I need to share with you because some teachers will go, oh my gosh, I found this great things, this great slide deck. It has interactive built in, but when I upload it to Seesaw, all the links are gone. What happened? This is what happened. If you just upload things up from Google here, okay? So I'm gonna go into my Google Drive, okay? So let's say I have this morning calendar here, okay? I'm gonna send it up. I wanna show you what happens. It's meant to be an interactive wall, okay, for the calendar. But what it does when you're saying that make a copy for each kid, it starts compressing it as PDFs, okay, so that the kids can write with. And if that's not what you want, I'm going to show you another way on how to make sure that all the connectivities and everything works. And of course, my computer is very slow right now, is the fact that I have so many recording, 3 hours for the last 4 days. So it has really jammed my computer. So let's see what's going on here. It should be uploading that morning calendar, okay? You know what, maybe it's too large of a file. Let me try another one. So when you send it up, it will make it all as PDFs. Okay, so let me, here, all about me. Let me try this. Okay, So in here, do you see how it makes it like an image? So I lost my connectivity, okay? This was supposed to be a drag and drop, okay? I don't want it as an image like this. If you want it as an image and the kids go in here and color, you know, what's your favorite color and they can color in here, that's fine. But if you want it, it was designed to be an interactive, okay? It was designed to be an interactive one. So what it did was it compressed all my, my links. I lost the feature of the ability to move things around. I don't want that. So you go, no, delete. That is not how you do it, okay? In Seesaw, this is how you do it, okay? So I'm gonna close this out. Okay, this is how you want, when you're gonna build a new activity. Add, assign an activity, okay? This is going to be all about me. That file is smaller. Okay. All about me. I'm going to have them use the, I'm going to put the drawing tools, okay? So it's colon drawing, and I have a cheat sheet for you I'm going to share next. Use the drawing tool to complete the pages, okay? And then all I'm going to ask them to do is click on the, it's basic the green check, okay? Click on the check to turn in your pages, okay? So let's say that's my instruction. Here's a template. Now I want you to watch what I do. This is the tricky thing about Bitmoji Classroom, virtual classroom, anything that's interactive on Google, and you want to keep that interactiveness, okay? You want to keep all the links. So I'm going to go back to my, okay? So I'm going to open up that file. I'm going to go into my Google Drive. I am going to go open up my All About Me, okay? And I'm going to send it up in a way that, that my kids can interact with. So this is my Google slide deck, right? So when I have this, it's meant to be like this, like, okay, click and drag the black circle over your favorite color. So I'm supposed to be, I want them to interact like this. Green's my favorite color, right? But somehow the other way, when I upload it, it becomes just PDFs and I can't move things around. So this is what I do, okay? I go File, okay, Publish to the web, Publish to the web, okay? And when I publish to the web, I'm gonna hit Publish. It says, are you sure you wanna publish this? Okay. Now it gives me this URL link. I'm gonna copy this, okay? I'm gonna go back to my Seesaw. And I'm going to add the multimedia instructions, for example. I'm gonna click it in here, and instead of uploading, I'm gonna link that web publishing link. I'm going to paste it in here. Hit check. Okay, so what it does is it gives me a very clean, interactive, okay? And I'm gonna hit check here. Okay, and then I'm going to add a template for my students. And then in here, I can do the same. Okay, so I can do that. Okay, so what it does is this. When I send it through, I'm going to save this. Okay, my kids, when I do assign this, this is what it's going to happen. So I'm going to assign this so I can show you what the students see on their end. Okay, this is my first grade sample class. Okay, I'm going to go to my sample class. So for this student, okay, I'm going to go into the activities. Okay, when they open this up, they always click on the green button first. Okay, right now I only have a sample student. All your students will be listed for, so whoever asked me that question before, Lauren, can I assign certain students? Absolutely. So there will be a button that's all students. Okay, or you can assign to, you can check whatever kids you need. Okay, so I'm going to go sample student to show to demonstrate. Okay, so in here, you know, I can have the tools, but I can also, do you see this hyperlink right here? Okay, I'm going to open this up. Do you see now how I have all the pages and I can interact with this? Okay, so now I can grab this. Oops. I can grab the tools and move things. Okay, and that is the difference between sending up Google as a stagnant pictures of images, or if you want the interactivity of what you have, then you would do that. Okay, so I'm going to close this down for a second so we don't get confused. Okay. Otherwise, you can also do, okay, share with me. You can share. You can grab this link. So I do it to anyone, just in the event that some parents, they're logging in. So anyone with this, I can share this, copy this link, okay, in Seesaw. I'm going to check this for a second. Okay. And then in my activities, okay, I'm going to do it one more time. So there's 2 ways to do it, okay? You can publish it as a web. They can go in and they can work on it. Another way to do it, okay, add. I'm going to start that again. New activity, okay? So let's say this is all about me. Again, I can do the instruction, complete this. You cannot send anything in without instruction. The default is it's required. So you got to type something in the instruction, okay? Complete these pages, okay? And then click on the check mark, check to submit to your teacher. So let's say that's what you want. Another way to do it is this. You add this template up here, but I did the share Google, and then I link this here. Paste this in, share. Okay, so now what it does is, it looks like it only has 1 page, but what it is it's linking the whole presentation in here. I'm gonna hit check, okay? So when I check on this, you have to kind of show your kids. There is the link over here, boys and girls. Click on it, okay? And it actually takes them into the Google website, the Google slide deck itself. And from here, they can interact using here, okay? So there's 2 ways. You can use, if you choose to use the Google template and the Google tools, that's how you do it. You share the link. You share this link. If you want them to compress this up, as an image, and they use the tools in Seesaw, you publish it to the web, okay? You do publish to the web. So that is the difference, the 2 ways of doing, adding up, making sure the links all work, they can interact with Seesaw. I probably confuse you guys, but basically you have to decide, do you want the kids to function off of Google? Okay, so if it's off of Google, you model it for them. Boys and girls, you grab it, you drag it. This is now, it's contained inside of Google Slides, right? The other way, it's contained inside of Seesaw, right? And then now they have the interactive tools in Seesaw to work. That's the difference, okay? So there's always multiple ways of doing things in tech, but that's the difference. If teachers who said, no, I'm gonna send it up here, because they're gonna be familiar with Seesaw tools, that's what I want to do. I don't wanna be teaching off of the Google template here, okay? It's too confusing. It is really up to you, okay? How you wanna do this. But all the lessons pre-made that you see in the Google Suite can be brought up into Seesaw. It can be done, it can be self-contained inside of Seesaw with their tools, okay? So with that, do you guys have any questions? I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. Do you have files? Do you have, will you be sharing this one on Seesaw? Oh, the All About Me, yeah, I'll share that next. Let's see, do you share the links about all me activity? Okay, here, I'll share it right now, okay? So this, I can share with you this link, okay? Make a copy of it, use it, have fun with it, but eventually it's gonna be up in our district library too, okay? It's just like I said, it's a matter of time. And then the more you guys see something, give me 1 second. The more that you have things that you create and you share, it's going to benefit everybody. Okay. So that is, give me 1 second. Okay, where's my Zoom toolbar? Okay. So I'm going to paste this in here. This is to the All About Me. Okay. I have a lot of goodies that I'm going to be uploading to the district library. Okay. So, so you're more than welcome to check it, go back to it, and see what else you can do. We have a lot of teachers. There was a task force of teachers putting each grade level stuff together. So you can definitely check your grade levels and go into the other tabs. And if you see something else, you can modify it to what you need to. So this is the All About Me. Okay, so there's the link, grab it, make a copy, save it, okay? And then, okay, can I go again? All right, I'm gonna show you one more time, okay, so you're still, if you're confused about how do I get things from the district library again, I'm gonna show it one more time, okay? So those of you right now, if you have TPT things, you know, things that you bought on Teacher, Paid Teacher, let me kind of address that for a second. So if you paid for it, it is a one user license unless you pay to share. I don't know if there's such thing as you pay and you can share with 10 other friends, but usually my understanding is TPT materials are designed, and when you pay for it, it's for your own usage. So if you upload that up for your kids to use, I think that's fine, but I don't think you're allowed to share those stuff with the district or other teachers, okay? So just be careful about those things. If you find materials like what I did, I made sure that they said this is free, this is available, you can share it, you can, you can use it. That's what I use, all right? So make sure that you have that clear understanding about TPT things, okay? If you paid for it, it's restricted. Please do not share those in our district or school library, okay? And then, so with those library, we are going to reserve those for, when you create things. So again, somebody asked me, I'm gonna get out of this, okay? So actually, I'm going to share this up to our district library right now. So those of you, you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You can just simply grab this and modify it and then make a copy and send it out to your students, okay? So I'm going to share this activity in our district library right now, okay? So do you think this is appropriate for TK? What grade levels? Who knows? It might be, I don't know if 6th grade would want this, but they might. So I'm gonna pick this. This is more, I don't know what subject this would be, but I put home learning. When I'm in doubt of whatever, it's not a real subject, I'm gonna put home learning for virtual teaching and learning. And I'm sharing that right now. Do you see how simple it is? When I find something, I can create an activity and share out to the district, to my friends, okay, and things like that. Now, some of you are saying, Lauren, can you go over again? So I'm in the district library, okay? I'm going to look for the Zoom schedule. That's the first thing I'm gonna look for. I want to work on this. Look for it. It's now being flooded. You see how, like, as we're posting more and more, it's kind of all over the place right here. But it is called the Zoom schedule. Sorry, let me do a search to see if this even pops up. Yeah, it does. So it's called the Zoom schedule. So you can go in here, love it first. If you don't love something, it's not saved to your library and you can't edit, okay? So make sure you love it first. 3 dots, copy and edit. So any libraries that you're in, you gotta love it, and then you can copy and edit. Now I do wanna show you something. When you copy and edit, do you know what happens? It literally makes a copy of it, okay? It makes a copy of it, and then your library becomes really junky and cluttery, okay? So if you make a copy and edit it, it should have your name on it. Anything that doesn't have my name on it, I'm going to delete it, okay? Otherwise it gets really congested. So I have, this is all my stuff, that's fine, okay? If there's things that, why is it, where is all my, give me 1 second. So no, let's go down. There's 358 activities I have, okay? So do you remember when I made a copy of the sight word misses. You know, I made some, like, for example, I already copied this, modify it. I don't need Veronica's original anymore. So what I do is I click on hers, okay? And what I can do is, she made some cute math stuff that I'm interested in, but I don't need that file anymore, okay? Because I made a copy of it and I'm gonna use it with my students. So what I can do is click on hers, 3 dots, remove from my library, okay? Otherwise, your library, you're gonna see, why is Lauren Vu-Tran stuff all over my library? It's because most likely you made a copy of it, you don't need me anymore, delete me, remove me from your account, okay? It should have, when you modify your Zoom schedule, it should have your name under your account, okay? So that is the foundation of kind of like what you use pre-made activities, copy and edit, and then go back and delete the original, because you don't, it's gonna get really cluttered and it's gonna get really out of control soon, okay? So that's what I have to do with my account. I made so many. I wanna share with you, I found this other one. It's called the alphabet, okay? It's already shared in our district library. This is amazing, okay? So you see this, you can click on, whenever you see hyperlinks, click on it, okay? This is the alphabet, and this teacher, she went in and did circle map. You click on here, there's the ABC, the letter A section. Okay. Amazing, I'm telling you. I found all of these, a lot of it on the Seesaw community groups that I joined, okay? So I strongly encourage you, after today, if you haven't done so already, go on Facebook, type in Seesaw first grade, join those community. Seesaw, you know, second grade, whatever you want. There's also a good one, Bitmoji, you know, if you like these kind of graphic stuff, there's tons of people designing virtual classroom and they give them out and you just swap out your Bitmoji to theirs, okay? There are teachers who are so gifted technologically, you know, and, you know, they want to share. Don't reinvent the wheel, you guys. It's going to take us, you know, a lot of time and we don't want that. We want you focused. We should be focused on teaching our kids, right? So if these pre-made things are ready for us, it's even better. So down here you can see, this is linked to the biggest apple ever, right? You know, so you get the idea. But I've already tried to filter as much as I can, and there's only gonna be more. So it has every letter of the alphabet with video clips, with books attachment, okay? So that's called the alphabet in the digital, in our district library, all right? So hopefully that will be a good use for you to get you going, okay? And with that, I'm gonna pause for a second. There are lots of goodies in there. I put in some digital notebooks in there, okay? So if you are into journaling with your students, okay, there is a daily journal booklet that 5 days a week or something that they can go in and do. I see Han has been coming in, uploading stuff. I have this brain break that you might want to check out too. This is really cool. It has 10 records. Hold on. Click on it. And then, so as a brain break, you're gonna have the kids. Okay, Jonathan, pick one record. Ooh, I want the red one, okay? Okay, so you notice I try as much as possible to only use things that's already been, this is another vendor that does peer review, but after 10 links, or 10 or 20, they start charging. So I don't recommend anything that's kind of like max out on free stuff. So again, this was built by another teacher. Found this, I think it was a male teacher. He shared it and I'm like, I love it. Saves me so much time, so much effort. When I do a little brain break, I'm gonna pop this up. When I'm synchronizing teaching. So not necessarily do I push this out to my students. I might use some of these activities during my synchronized teaching. I'm like, okay, boys and girls, we're gonna do a brain break. We're gonna pick this, we're gonna watch, you know, during that time, enjoy the music, you know. So build in some repertoire for yourself because it is going to be crazy, okay? Now, the last thing I wanna share with you, okay? It is, I'm gonna open a new tab. Bookmark this. It's called the classroomscreen.com, okay? I'm gonna send this out in the chat box, okay? Bookmark this because this is another really useful tool when you're teaching virtually, okay? it is, it's going to help you with an automatic timer. And I'll show you some of the other cool features that this particular resource has. So this, by the way, it's called classroomscreen.com. So you launch a screen. Check this out, okay? You can have different virtual backgrounds. So let's say, okay, I enjoy nature background. You know what, you can tell my computer is acting up, isn't it? It's saying, Lauren, you have overworked yourself. Give it 1 second, you guys. I have not had any computer issues until probably today. Okay, so you can pick many different backgrounds that you choose, or otherwise it will randomize it for you, okay? So this is one. You can have this dice, okay? So you can have one dice, roll it, okay? You would need a dice, digital dice, or die, okay? I can do this quick math. Add these two numbers, you guys, okay? Or for your little ones, let's count these dots. So you get the idea. Any digital dice that you might need, okay? There is a stopwatch. So if you need a timer, a quick timer, okay? You're gonna start the stopwatch, okay? You're gonna pause in 1 minute. Here's a stopwatch for you. Here's a timer, okay? I can do, if I need a 5-minute timer, okay? At the end, it'll make a ding alarm sound, okay? So there's a quick timer built in. There is a quick calendar if you need it on your screen, okay? Here's a calendar. Here's a clock in 2 different formats, digital and analog, all right? There's a stoplight, green light. So when you give them a green go, next 5 minutes, I'm gonna give you a green light, do a quick write for me, okay? Do this activity or read silently. So it's a good resource to get you going, okay? If you wanna draw something, this is a whiteboard that you can draw on here as well, okay? If you need a text box to type something really quick, okay? You know, like remember to read 20 minutes, you can do that, okay? So it's a great resource. I bookmark it, I have it up here as a classroom screen. So when I need it, I can do it really fast, okay? These are some virtual tools that it might be of use to you, all right? So grab that link, add a tab, bookmark it for yourself, all right? Okay, Susan, you're gonna have to stay back with me. If you don't have the school, you can't find that, okay? So that means your account is not a paid account. I can't help until after, okay? So anyone else with that, okay? There is a lot happening, but the foundation, I hope that you're able to get this, okay? I hope that you're able to get PDFs from Wonders and My Math up there, right? You're able to find the activities that you need, okay? Use it, modify it, okay? And as you go up, as you become more familiar with Seesaw, what you can do is start creating, modifying things, but by no means if only there's nothing that you can find in the community library or the district library and you need to make things, that's when I would do it, all right? I want to thank you guys so much. You guys are wonderful. I know it's 3 hours long. Hopefully you got a lot out of it. If you're overwhelmed, that's okay. That's understandable, okay? I will end our session together with the last poll, and it's only one question, okay? Right? Are you okay? How are you feeling, okay? Always we need more time, but hopefully you have enough to go off of and says, hey, I know now how to schedule my kids. I know how to use the pre-made activities. There's a lot happening in our district library, okay? And I apologize to any of you who don't have the paid account already. You guys are, stay back with me for a little bit. Email me, email Gerardo. Hopefully he will activate that soon, okay? The goal is to help you get going, and I hope it clarifies a little bit more for you, okay? All the bells and whistles, if you're overwhelmed, do not worry. Just do those activities that you can. And then we're gonna build some comfort. Some teachers were recommending Seesaw and our PJ, do a quick, a couple of 15 minutes, half an hour, get together, share what we have. I think that will be really fun, all right? So we'll try to see if our district will provide more support, but I'm glad that you're here, okay? I hope you got some things out of it. I really appreciate your positive comments there, you guys. So continue. I sound like a YouTuber. This is sad. You know, but I love you all. I know, do your very best, share, collaborate, okay? Co-teach together. I forgot to show you guys that. Do you guys know how to activate the co-teaching in Seesaw? Will you stay with me for a minute? It's very easy. In your class setting, if you want to co-teach with somebody, meaning I'm gonna divide up. Hey, Lauren, you do math and science. I'll do reading and writing activities and assignments for the kids. All you have to do is here, invite the teacher, manage teachers, add that email in. So let's say Kathy Reneker and I, we're gonna co-teach, you know, first grade together. And then we, you know, when we co-teach, I will see her students and I will see my students. So when I assign math and science, I click, you know, Kathy Reneker's class, Lauren's class, and I send out those assignments. And then let's say Kathy's gonna do reading and writing for my kids. She assigns to both classes. So that is gonna really be very helpful as well, all right? So that's how you manage co-teaching. You send an invite to each other. We click on the link and we are together, okay? So if that works out, I think that's really, really gonna be helpful during virtual teaching, okay? Good luck, everyone. Stay safe, okay? Stay sane. And I know we're gonna get through this together, all right? And so thank you, okay? You guys are amazing, okay? Anyone that needs extra help, I will stay back, okay? I'm gonna stay back here, and if you have questions for me, I will answer those. The rest of you, goodbye, enjoy. I don't know if you have another session, okay? Take care, okay? Good. Yes, definitely. All right, thank you, Christina, okay? All right, you guys, Alex, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry, did I not share the link? Ooh, yes, let me share this link for you. I apologize for that. Okay, this is the link for the entire presentation that I shared today. It has step-by-step, it has video clips built in there too. So those of you who need to go back and review, okay, make a copy of this and do that. Oops, let me do that again. That's probably a bad one. Okay, because I typed copy incorrectly. Okay, try that again. Okay, that is the slide deck to what I've been using. Okay, all right, sorry about that. Okay, so the slide deck, that is the URL. Okay, it has everything that I kind of share with you, only step by step more. Okay, go back, and I think there will be a recording of this training or one of the other sessions that I did before. You guys are welcome to rewind to the area that you need to, okay? And thank you, you guys. You guys are awesome. Good luck, okay? Stay sane. You know how to get a hold of me through our district email too. And also, you have your PSTs. Your PSTs are trained. They're very well-versed with technology. They have great resources for you. So reach out to your PSTs too, okay? Go to them first. And if they can't help, you can email me. You can get, you know, I will be more than happy to help, all right? All right, hopefully by now, okay? I don't know if you have another sessions to go to, okay? Thank you for coming, okay?
Lauren?
Yes.
I know that Gerardo probably has 500 things on his plate. Is there anyone else in the district that can help him get our free accounts set up, or not our free accounts, our paid accounts set up?
He is the only one that has that administrative right. So you have to really, yeah, I know. But he's been very responsive. From what I understand, when teacher email him, he's been opening, clicking the accounts and stuff. So I don't have that. Otherwise, I would activate it for you. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Okay.
That's okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Take care. Anyone else, stay back if you need me to help. If you have a quick question for me, I'm more than happy to do my best.
Lauren, how do we sign in, Lauren?
Yeah. Oh, there was a sign-in sheet. Do you need it again?
Yes.
Okay, let me grab that for a second. And then you can sign in here. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm going to send it back out. Okay, so that is the sign-in form. So go ahead and fill that out. Okay. All right. You guys are very kind. Thank you. Okay. I feel like I talked a mile a minute. So hopefully something's through. Okay.
Lauren,
Yes.
real quick one, Dave. If I were gonna just wanted to send a family or a parent an email, and I want it sent, say in Vietnamese or whatever, I would type it in English. They on their end would have said that they wanted it translated in. Where's the feature to just send that? Is there a
So in the, oh, did I not model that? Let me show you. So in Seesaw, right? When you send out communication, it's just like you would be creating an activity, only you're going to send. So let me go over that. Okay. So when I click on plus, send an announcement. So you see that? And then it's going to ask you, who do you want to send this to? All your students, all your family members, or student and family members, right?
Oh, so that, okay. So even just for a straight one-on-one communication, that's the same. That's what you use.
Yeah, you would do that. And then you can check, you know, if it's all your students, you can click here. But later when you have a roster, you can check just that one student. Okay.
Got it. So it's okay.
Yeah, it's right now we don't have a roster, you know. So yeah, but you can put
Okay. I was a class tag user, so it's very similar to class tag then.
Yeah, yeah, very similar. And then from here you can, you know, type the message, right?
Okay.
And then you can add attachment. Like I said, you can videotape yourself the first, you know, welcome video. You can do anything in your Google Drawing. If you want to create something, you can send that out too. But if it's just a quick text message, this is all you need to do here. Don't worry about any attachment, and then you send. Okay.
Excellent. Thanks so much.
You're welcome. Okay. And it's on their end that they click on what translation they need. Okay.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So let me see. Do I have people in. Any other questions that you have for me? You guys okay?
Yeah. Hi, Lauren.
Yes.
Thank you so much for all your help. And you know, this is new for me, so I appreciate your understanding.
Yeah. No, I understand. I feel the frustration I feel is like, oh no. It's like, I wish I can activate it for you. Okay.
Yeah, no, I didn't have so I got in and I used my WOC Google account and I got in that way and I created the class, but the only issue is that I don't have I don't see the school and district library. So is that,
I mean, he hasn't activated for you. You are in the right account. It needs the paid activation so you can see the school and district. Okay.
Okay. And how do I so how do I or who do I contact for that again? He said Gerard.
So his name is Gerardo Martinez. Okay, I'm gonna write his name in here for you. Okay. Okay, and then so I think it's G Martinez, you know, WSDK.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, and then email him immediately. I'm sure he's gonna get right on it because quite a few of our teachers, you know, they need that access. So let's see.
But just let him that just what do I
Yes, Megan, that is correct. So if you want to publish, you know, keep all the links and everything, I would publish to the web and put it into add multimedia. All right, thank you. My 8-year-old just bought me some scrambled eggs. All right, thank you, honey.
I made the scrambled eggs.
You made it? Wow, thank you. Wow. Okay, so I'm sorry, somebody was asking me about the, Megan, regarding what you find on Facebook and Seesaw, yes. So when you save it into your Google Drive or your account, to make it interactive, you publish to the web, okay? And you grab the link, okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. Raquel, how are you doing? Are you still here with me? Okay. And then SC Gonzalez, I'm not sure. Are you guys okay? Teresa, do you need any help? Okay.
So Lauren, really quick, I'm Teresa. So then if I can see the district and the school, like I see all of your stuff posted on there, then I'm already logged on basically.
Exactly. You already have the paid account. If you see school and district stuff, that means you're taken care of, okay?
Okay.
That is your official account. Okay, very good.
Okay. So, great. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. And I just want to thank you. You're so patient. and you guided us slowly. And I really want to thank you for all that you did, because you were wonderful.
Oh, thank you. Oh, that's very kind. Thank you so much. All right. Good luck, you guys. What school are you at, Teresa?
I'm at Weber.
Okay, yeah, Weber. So you have
Your sister, which Caitlin's there, right? That's your sister?
Oh gosh, yeah. Caitlin, she has thousands of virtual. You should go. I don't know what grade you teach, but gosh, she's been on it this summer, and
Okay.
she has tons of stuff, and she's very familiar with Seesaw because she did it last round. Okay, so
Okay, well, definitely, I'm gonna definitely let her know. And I mean, it's amazing. I see the resemblance, even in the way you talk a little bit, the sound. So
I know.
yeah, well, it was great meeting you. Thanks again for everything. I really appreciate it.
All right, take care, Teresa.
Take care.
Bye bye.